break ends in 5 seconds.
Maggie and Perloff on the Infinity Sports Network.
Well, Kenny Pickett went down with a hamstring injury, and suddenly the Browns quarterback situation looks even crazier. Welcome to the show, Maggie Gray, Andrew Perloff. Pearl, this is the moment for Shedeur Sanders. This is it. If he's going to take advantage of this situation, and, you know, Kenny Pickett's not out for the season. This isn't something devastating here. It's just a hamstring injury. But so far, Shedeur Sanders has not really made a dent in this quarterback competition. He's been on a different field. He's taken no first-team reps. Browns are going to be in pads for the first time today. If he wants to actually, you know, be a thing, be a factor in this quarterback competition, that has to be right now, because Joe Flacco's so much older and so much more veteran. I don't think he needs tons and tons of snaps. They love what they've seen from Dillon Gabriel. It's Shedeur that's the one who has a lot of ground to make up.
Neither of the rookies are playing here. Come on, Maggie. You know it. I don't care how bad Kenny Pickett's even with a hamstring, Kenny Pickett's got to be so many miles ahead of Shedeur Sanders and Dillon Gabriel. This is, I think, even with this opportunity on Monday, where he will practice presumably more because Kenny Pickett's out, I just don't think we're 5 weeks away from the season. I don't think there's any way they're getting either rookie ready, and they know it. So I think it's still, I don't think the Kenny Pickett injury changes anything. Developmental for Shedeur. They just want to see him improve, and then they're going to stash him deep on the roster.
Okay, but I ask you, is that smart from the Browns' perspective? So you have Pickett now with a hamstring. He's not like a super mobile quarterback anyway.
He's pretty fast. Remember the play that he changed the rule in college? He was moving pretty fast there.
Yeah, they changed the rule because he pretended to slide and juked out the defender and then ran for 5 more yards and a first down or maybe more.
He was flying down the field.
And I think Josh Allen tried it a couple times after that, maybe Mahomes. Everyone tries it now with the pump fakes and stuff, but he literally did the slide fake. And so, you know, yeah, he can move. If he has a hamstring, what do we always say about those soft tissue injuries? They linger. And Joe Flacco is 41, man.
And
so you think that he's some kind of impenetrable force of man of steel? He's not.
I think he knows the playbook like the back of his hand. This is the key. I don't think it's about talent. I don't think it's about any other factor. But they have a game in 5 weeks, and somebody's got to call the plays. And you're telling me that these two rookies, one of whom, Shedeur Sanders, hasn't even been with the first team yet, is going to get ready in 5 weeks, Maggie?
No, this looks very bad for Shedeur. What I'm saying is this is silly from the Browns if you don't think you're going to be playing one of your rookie quarterbacks this season. And yeah, developmental and this and that, fine. Between Kenny Pickett now hurt and Joe Flacco 41.
40, by the way. You're adding
40,
a year
sorry.
to
When's
Joe
his
Flacco.
birthday? It's like
January.
Okay, sorry about that, Joe. I got him confused with Rodgers. But here's the thing.
That is very fair.
And honestly, as someone who is on the other side of 40, what is the difference between 40 and 41? It's all the same. Feels the same getting out of bed in the morning.
Aaron Rodgers is running around. He looks fine. Like, I think you could play quarterback at 41 because the rules have changed in the NFL.
I know, but to think that Matthew Stafford is not even 40 yet. He's dealing with a back injury where he's going to be out of training camp this entire week. We'll get into that in a little bit. But you're just talking about these older quarterbacks and asking them to hold up for 17 games, which barely, it's so hard for almost any team to get through one season with one quarterback. That rarely happens. So to think that all of a sudden Dillon Gabriel or Shedeur are not going to be called on at any point, to me is a pipe dream. It's more likely that given the two guys who are in 1 and 1A of the depth chart, they probably will. And again, I'll take it back to Shedeur here. This is your moment. Andrew Berry, the GM of the Browns, came out and was asked about Shedeur's offseason with the 2 speeding tickets and said, bonehead move. Disappointed. And there's been all the glowing things coming out about Shedeur, but he hasn't exactly been killing it. You got the 2 speeding tickets. He said he was out joyriding. And then you got a deer could come. You could hurt somebody, like all the things that you say when someone is driving recklessly and that are true. And then on top of it, he is not even close to sniffing a real opportunity. Now Kenny Pickett has the hamstring. You're in pads for the first time today. If you can't do this now, then I think that's probably, I don't say that's it for the season, but I'm way less confident that Shedeur is actually They might get traded away. Maybe they do put him on practice squad. I don't know what the future is for Shedeur, because I was baffled the day they took him on day 3 of the draft, and I'm just as baffled now because he's getting, at least so far, no meaningful reps with the ones.
Well, let's face it. He's being treated like a 5th-round pick, which is what he was.
Right, which means there's no risk attached to him.
Right. Well, there's a little risk. 5th is a little high to get cut. I mean, I think most 5th-rounders make it. But that being said, most 5th-round quarterbacks do not sniff the field in week 1. It's not even in a consideration. Russell Wilson was a shock when he made starting week 1, and he was a 3rd-rounder.
That's true.
So normally, who's another 5th-rounder? Will Howard, for example. Like, nobody's talking about when will Will Howard start. So maybe we got to recalibrate how we talk about Shedeur. Yes, he has this opportunity today, but I still think they view him as a developmental quarterback. And I actually think, you pointing toward the future, I think they keep 4 quarterbacks. I'm being dead serious. I think they maybe Pickett gets on some sort of PUP list, but I think at the end of the day that they need Flacco, obviously. Like, you need some stability. Pickett is their, upside guy, and then Dylan and Shedeur are pure developmental guys. And I don't think Dylan has a chance to start either. By the way, can we clump them together a little bit? They're rookies. They have to learn so much. Even with this opportunity, there's just so much to learn. To get out there week 1 and be ready seems like way too tall a task for me.
Okay, but I ask you, let's say Kenny Pickett now has to miss the next 5 weeks.
But that seems okay.
Or let's say it's 3.
Well, if he misses the next 5 weeks, then he goes on IR.
I was going to say, because now 5 weeks is the season.
Right. So then you start Flacco.
So who's the backup? Then it'd be
Gabriel.
Dylan. Okay. So it's not that inconceivable that he could be out there week 1. Aaron Rodgers tore his Achilles 4 snaps into the game 2 years ago, right? Into the season. Who's the next man up on the depth chart if this does linger for Kenny Pickett?
Well, why do you think a 40-year-old Joe Flacco is an injury risk, by the way? Tom Brady never missed a game in his 40s, because I would say he's less of an injury risk because he knows where to go with the ball, so he's going to get rid of it. Honestly, you think young quarterbacks don't get hurt? They get hurt all the time because they don't know where to throw the ball and they run around, and that's when you get hurt.
Listen, it might be a little bit more, from the shoulder up. Joe Flacco is going to be the smartest quarterback in that room, but sometimes your body just doesn't respond the way you want it to.
I mean, I don't think you have I would like to see this injury data on 40-year-old quarterbacks. They don't do anything. Like, they're like the steady Q, and your dad is a steady Q, and their kids running around. And also, Joe Flacco's like an oak tree. I don't think he's going to be rolling right or running downfield and tear a hamstring.
Takes one play. All of a sudden, your tackle misses a block, and all of a sudden, you're getting blown up, and maybe who knows what's happening.
I'm just thinking of a lot of quarterbacks. It feels like a lot of quarterbacks take injuries earlier in their career because they're running around a lot. I mean, my guy, I'm thinking Philly, Donovan McNabb, 2nd year, runs every play. Of course, he tore his ACL. Like, you go. I don't think Flacco's an injury risk. Like, and also Kenny Pickett's not going to be out for 5 weeks with a hamstring. So basically, I just think you're doing this thing where you're trying to get Shedeur in there.
No, I'm saying this is Shedeur's moment. Like, this is the biggest opportunity that he's had since he got drafted by the Browns. And it's funny because RBS is in the chat, youtube.com/InfinitySportsNet, says Shedeur's day is coming. It's here. This is it. This is what opportunity really looks like. It's getting drafted, yes, and then making the most of, being in camp and having this opportunity, and then something happens where a guy in front of you goes down with an injury. Now, again, not season ending, but it does open up the lane for more reps, and what's Shedeur going to do with it? This week is huge for him. This is it. And, if he doesn't make a dent in this quarterback competition this week, or, by the time Pickett is healthy and comes back, then, maybe it's not happening with the Browns. Like, maybe that's just not meant to be or whatever, because if you have this opportunity where you're going head-to-head with Dylan Gabriel and you can't beat him out if you guys are both getting similar types of reps,
right,
then I think that's saying something about Shedeur. Because I think when you're doing Dylan Gabriel versus Shedeur now, with Pickett out and with more reps to go around for everybody, right, before the draft, I think anyone would have said Shedeur would probably beat Dylan Gabriel out in a head-to-head quarterback competition.
I agree, yep.
And if you can't do that now, then I think it says a lot about Shedeur. I'm not saying his career's over. I'm not writing him off completely. I just think that would be a big step. That would be a big blow to anyone who's still holding a lot of Shedeur stock.
I don't think the Browns are giving him the chance. And even with this injury, I don't think they're really putting him in the quarterback competition. I think they're going to keep both as developmental players.
And let's not forget Shallow.
I think that Shedeur, they want to see Shedeur grow and learn in the NFL. I think they're just going to stash him on the bench and then maybe go to him in week 13 or 14 when the season's over.
Right.
Like, why does he have to be in the mix for quarterback week 1?
I just want to see if he can actually beat Dillon Gabriel out at a competition if it's all things equal.
Well, I think that they can I think both get a tryout at some point during the regular season. Why not just keep both? I mean, I think, honestly, that's what I'm saying. I think they keep 4 quarterbacks, and I think that Flacco or Pickett gets a week 1 start. They start to lose games, and then week 7 or 8, they were like, let's turn to the other guys. Give Dillon Gabriel 2 games and give Shedeur a couple games late in the season. What's wrong with that plan?
It's fine, but if Shedeur, again, don't you think it should go, if he's as good as we thought he was, right? We thought he was a back end of the first round. Okay, not top 5, clearly, even though that was a thing. Back into the first round, second round quarterback. We're talking about the order here. Does it go Pickett and Flacco having some kind of combination of the first half of the season, and who's the first guy they would go to? I think that, I don't know if that gets determined now this week, but I think a lot is getting determined. And why would we think it would go Gabriel and then Shedeur? I understand Gabriel was drafted ahead of Shedeur, but right now you're just in a quarterback competition.
Well, it feels like up until this point that Gabriel's gotten all the first team reps and Shedeur's gotten none of them. So I would think Gabriel's ahead, also based on the draft round. He's a 3rd round pick. Shedeur's a 5th round pick. I'd be surprised. Even though they're practicing in pads, is he going to be able to do enough to distinguish himself and get ahead of Gabriel and be the 3rd string? But does it even matter? Because they're going to be 3rd and 4th. They're 3rd and 4th, and they're waiting to see what happens with the Browns. Also, looming over all this, let's not kid ourselves. It's the fact that they have the Jags draft pick and their draft pick next year. This might all be part of a bigger quarterback plan where they're trying to develop. They're probably trying to see who's a better backup quarterback to next year's number 1 pick, Shedeur Sanders or Dillon Gabriel. I think you're getting way ahead of yourself, and a lot of people thinking Shedeur is going to even still be in the mix for QB1. That's what I'm kind of hearing from you. Like, he could prove something this week. I do not see that as the Browns thinking at all. I think they like him, and they want to stash him deep on the roster and say, let's see what we got with this guy, and maybe keep him. Because he seems like, by all accounts, be very professional, except for the driving thing you mentioned. Yeah. In camp, he's getting glowing reviews from his coaches and the press. So I think there's nothing wrong. Like, he doesn't have to start week 1.
I don't think he has to start week 1, but I got to see something this week. 888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. So now Kenny Pickett's dealing with a hamstring, which means the door is open at least for more reps for Shedeur Sanders. He has not made a dent in this quarterback competition so far.
Let me ask you a real question here.
Yeah.
So Shedeur went in the 5th round. Are we not sure that the draft market was accurate about that? As we look back on it now, you said we came in. Yeah, I admit I put him in my mock draft. But are you sure the NFL didn't know something we didn't know? And maybe he really is a 5th round pick because the draft market's pretty accurate. They do not mess around too much.
Okay.
Maybe he really is a 5th round pick and we were all wrong.
So a couple things on that. I don't think it was all football related, right? So it depends. Like, if you take everything into the stew and you evaluate his market, then maybe they were right. If you think that Deion will be a distraction, or you think that, coaches didn't want to draft Shedeur because they were worried about Deion. Deion, by the way, holding a mysterious press conference today at 1 o'clock Eastern time in Boulder, along with his doctors. And our own Andrew Kaplan's in the chat, Pearl. He's a proud Boulder alum. So nervous times in Boulder today.
It's his medical team. I mean, the president gets a medical team, not the Colorado coach typically.
Listen, who's your president? I am President Prime. He should definitely have a medical team. We'll get into that a little bit later because, I don't know, there's kind of conflicting sort of vibes coming out of Colorado. 1, why are you doing a press conference with the medical team? And then 2, Deion tweeting yesterday, I feel great. So hopefully this is just a clearing of the air. Hey, here's my doctors and I'm doing fantastic. But the thing about, was the draft right on Shedeur? See, I don't think so. Because if it was just about football,
right,
I don't think you can say he's a 5th round pick. And, that was always the thing. It was like other factors were playing in that seemed to push him down the draft, which was how did he act in meetings? What's the Deion factor? All those stuff that I can't say has nothing to do with football. Clearly has to do with football, but not the actual on-the-field product.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I'm rethinking this. I think maybe he is a legit 5th round pick because all that plays into actually like how professional is he? Do they, the coaches around him now, do they really trust him to hand the reins over the team? It's all part of the mix. And maybe, I don't know. Maybe Dillon Gabriel is more of a I'll do exactly what the coaches want guy. We have no idea. We're not there. Shedeur always seemed professional from the outside, but maybe the NFL knows something we don't. Because, again, it wasn't that egregious, everything going on with Deion. If he was closer to a top 5 talent, which most of the press thought he was, including me. Like, we all thought it was Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders for a long time. I think maybe we're still overestimating him. Maybe we were having trouble letting go of that pre-draft evaluation.
888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. Get it going with the Browns today again. Kenny Pickett has a hamstring injury, so now some more first-team or any first-team reps, maybe for Shedeur Sanders. Because Joe Flacco doesn't need tons and tons of reps. That's the thing.
Flacco?
Guy's 40. He needs to be healthy, the most important thing, right? You don't want some fluky thing happening in training camp. And so without Pickett and with him maybe sidelined for a little bit, and Flacco doesn't need all these amazing, like tons and tons of reps. It's a similar receiving core that it was 2 years ago when he took him to the playoffs. So Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur now get a real opportunity. So what do they do with it? Again, 888-710-4ISN. Also, we have this Deion Sanders press conference coming up later. Right. I have an idea, by the way, of what I think they're going to say in the presser.
What about Shiloh?
Will Shiloh come up? Can we bet on that?
Katie's off the chain.
Should I tell you what I think next? What I think it is? I've never really predicted a press conference before. We don't usually make projections on stuff like this, but I think I have an idea of what Deion's getting at.
Can't wait.
Okay. Do that next, 888-710-4ISN. It's an all Sanders morning.
Juju is coming on around the mountain when he comes.
One of my favorite lines from Deion. Coming around the mountain when he comes. Yeehaw. Maggie Perloff Show. Hope you had a great weekend. Lots of football for you today. And, of course, more sports nicknames as we are now into are we at the Final Four? We're Elite Eight. Thank goodness. That was going too fast. We're at the Elite Eight of the Maggie and Perloff greatest nicknames in sports bracket. So much to do. Glad you're here with us, M&P.
Oh, my God.
You're in a 5-minute break. Four minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. 2 minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. Forty-five seconds remaining. Thirty seconds remaining. Fifteen seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Welcome back, Maggie and Perloff Show. Our show thread was on fire on Friday. I couldn't even do anything. I couldn't achieve anything or get any errands done because everybody had to weigh in with something. There's a conspiracy theory in the chat about identities of certain people. I don't even. It's kind of gross. I don't even want to get into it right now. But you get into our YouTube chat, Infinity Sports Radio YouTube channel. Who knows who's behind some of those names there?
Well, let's just call it like it is. You can't tease the audience like that, Pearl. I've gotten a lot of shrapnel, a lot more than I thought, quite frankly, because a couple months ago I got devastatingly sick on the air and I had to leave the show in the middle of the show. And I drove home, which was not advisable. It was a stupid idea. And I was throwing up while driving, and I didn't have anywhere to puke in my car except for my coffee cup.
Ew.
And then I washed it out, put it through the dishwasher, and I started drinking out of it again when I was healthy. And this has so offended all of the guys on the show to the point where I don't even carry that cup anymore. I've got a new cup.
Good, we won.
Thank God.
Bullying works, people.
Bullying does work.
You did bully me, and I heard you. You said you guys were looking at me differently. Anyway, someone from the chat came to my defense, or tried, and said, of course she can clean the cup and keep using it. You don't clean the toilet after every time you go to the bathroom. And I am an idiot, and that was Drunkle Sam. And there's a conspiracy now that he's actually my real family member. As far as I know, he's not. We don't actually. I've never met him. I don't know anything really about him, except for that he's fun in our chat. So Drunkle Sam is not actually my real drunk uncle. I don't even have a drunk uncle. My Uncle Wayne is very sober as a heart attack.
Right. I mean, your husband was also suggested, and you said, well, he would never be in the chat. And I said that's exactly what he would want us to think if he was Drunkle Sam.
Oh, right. It was Andy. It was going to be. It was him.
I think you're misremembering how this went down. I feel like there was another crazy take from Drunkle Sam that had Maggie Gray's fingerprint all over it. I think several. If we're going to actually look back at Drunkle Sam's takes, there's some logic there that reminds me a little bit of you. I mean, your Brazilian butt lift take was well covered last week by all the sports media. It felt like a Drunkle Sam inspired theory that if you get a Brazilian butt lift, If you get a Brazilian butt lift, it can help you generate power as a
I was
Major League
just
Baseball
asking
hitter.
questions.
Yeah.
Right.
Much like Drunkle Sam just asked questions.
Yeah, right. Is it gross that you don't clean your toilet after every time you go to the bathroom? That all happened. That did all happen.
All right, you had a theory, Maggie, on why Deion Sanders is having his medical team at a press conference for Colorado like a politician. Like let's bring him out and give the report on Deion's health. What do you think it is?
Yeah, I have a theory. I've never really projected a press conference before, but here's a prognostication on what I think is going to happen. I think that because college football is so cutthroat, my prediction is that people have been negatively recruiting against Deion using his health. And that's not scrupulous. Guys do it, though. Coaches are trying to get an edge, even more than just the money nowadays. And I think they've been using Deion's health, and he's not been around the program, and they've been negatively recruiting against him. So I think he's trying to say everything's fine. He's going to come out. The medical team's going to be there. Hey, you don't take it from me. Take it from this doctor who says I'm okay.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
That's my theory.
I just wonder, this is with no actual facts. What if he said, like, they thought about actually amputating my leg?
Oof, I hope not.
I've wondered how serious this is getting with Deion. Some people, this is not Deion at all, but some people with diabetes lose body parts.
Oh, yeah.
My friend's mother lost her foot. Like, I wonder if that is where we're headed with Deion, because every year it seems to get worse. All these circulation issues in his lower body.
Yeah, I mean, I hope and pray it's not that, because that just seems terrible. Or if it does have to be that, maybe it gives him a little relief.
Well, I think what you're saying is accurate, that he passed the storm and now is on the other side. But the thing about recruiting isn't it always transfer portal? So you only have to be there 1 year with them. It's not the old game where you're talking trash about the other coach.
Well, I don't know. You still have to do some high school recruiting. I know that Deion says he can't go to high schools because he's too famous or whatever. I don't know. Nick Saban walked into 1 million high schools, and he's a pretty famous guy too. He's not in the Hall of Fame like Deion is, but again, I think that you still have to do some out of high school. And
what's up with that?
And, he did recruit like a 5-star out of high school quarterback who's now in a quarterback competition. Yeah. So,
Nick Saban, no longer than 5 minutes in the shower. This isn't a spa. The greatest commercial ever.
Only 2 flushes. Speaking of toilets, we actually have more toilet stuff today, shockingly. Get ready. Hold on to your britches. Aaron Rodgers talking about the bathroom situation in Latrobe. Bogues is here. Later on, do we get a combined Bogish, Andrew Perloff, Happy Gilmore 2 review?
If you want. I don't know. Is it too soon for spoilers? I don't want to ruin the movie for people.
It's Monday.
Spoilers.
I mean, there's a pretty significant plot twist off the opening of the movie.
What, they see dead people? Like,
it's
what
not
kind
Christopher
of a twist?
Nolan's Inception. What are you talking about?
I don't want to ruin the movie for people. The whole premise of the movie comes right off the shoot, 3 minutes in. Boom, here's what's going on. It's a stunner.
Do a non-spoiler review. It's doable. I've done them before.
You suck.
All reviews are non-spoiler. I mean, reviews come out. The Roger Ebert reviews come out, and they're not supposed to have spoilers.
I understand, but this is a particular thing. It's not like just giving you the plot of the movie. This is a particular thing that people maybe don't know is coming, and I don't want to ruin that for them.
I don't know. I feel like this is doable. I feel like
no, it's doable. It's doable.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll do that next hour. A Happy Gilmore 2 review from both Perloff and Bogues. No one else saw it, right?
I did not see it. No.
Manny, no. Intern, no. Okay. Bogues, what else is going on?
Your headlines are sponsored by Progressive Commercial Insurance, protecting small businesses with affordable coverage options. Get a quote today at progressivecommercial.com. It was a win so monumental, the after effects are still being felt this morning. Oh, I'm sorry, Manny. I'm sorry.
Oh, my gosh. That just scared me.
Why are you like this?
That's supposed to be this.
Pitch the Grish. Swung on, pulled to the right side. That'll get through. Base hit. Castellanos has a good arm. Here comes McMahon. The B. Throw cut off. Harper chases the runner back to first. RBI single by Trent Grisham, and the Yankees have a 4-2 lead.
Dave Sims on Yankees radio.
Why did you just put a jackhammer in all of our ears? It's 6:29 in the morning.
It was really for Manny's ears because after this Yankee 4-3 win over the Phillies, and actually with me asking the group who has seen Happy Gilmore 2, the first responses were, I didn't think you could do this, a blank text from Manny, and then gibberish from Manny,
Yeah.
letting us know that Manny was hammered yesterday after
there
this
you go.
Yankee game.
It was all English. It was just the words were not in the right order.
Yeah, it wasn't.
you
all,
got English.
It wasn't all English.
What do we say? Mike down, drops up today, Manny.
Oh, you got English because I got Spanish. A direct message from Manny that was a voicemail that was completely in Spanish. That I'm singing.
You don't
that
speak Spanish, EJ?
No, I do not. I'm sending to the top linguists in America to figure out, what was being said in this voicemail.
You had to Google Translate?
No, we got a problem.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that message. I was like, oh gosh.
Yeah, you can send a blank text. You just have to space a couple times.
I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, no, it's a great question.
That was Manny's reaction to me saying Bad Bunny deserves a Best Supporting Actor Oscar for Happy Gilmore 2. So the blank text was first, and then it came emboriated, period. You said ba, period, bunny?
Question mark.
The bunny came through. That was the English.
And then there was another. So I said, "Who's drunk?" And you wrote back, "LM, I saw a drunk. I am God."
Yeah. But he still didn't deserve the drill. No, he may have. We didn't deserve the jackhammer in our ears. You got to warn the audience. before you
Innocent
do that.
bystanders.
Listen.
Hey.
Listen.
No. Go back to the update.
The Yankee win, by the way, came on the same day that Aaron Judge
I remember that.
officially went on the IL with a right forearm strain. Here's
like
his
that.
manager, Aaron Boone.
This makes the most sense to give this time to calm down a little bit, hopefully heal, and then hopefully put us in a better position long term on it.
The Yanks apparently think Judge will be back after 10 days. He'll DH at that point because throwing could lead to a UCL injury, which could lead to surgery.
No.
Judge will not play first base like Bryce Harper, so usual DH Giancarlo Stanton is now prepping to play the outfield for the first time in nearly 2 years, which means he'll be on the IL in roughly 2 weeks.
Yes.
That guy's a walking hamstring injury.
Thanks, guys.
And because,
Wait, bit of an issue here with Aaron Judge injury. The way it's being covered is he's diagnosed with a flexor strain.
yes.
We're supposed to know what a flexor is?
I actually saw people tweeting out pictures from the bodies exhibit of forearms and tendons. And this is what hurts, guy. This is what's hurt. It's going to be okay. It's his forearm, not his elbow.
Is it a flexor or a hip? That's why I was like, why are they tweeting this like we all went to medical school?
I don't know. You got
understand.
labrums in your hip and your shoulder.
So it's something you would get Tommy John for?
No, it's like a precursor to the issue going up into your elbow and then needing Tommy John surgery.
Why
that's
did they
why
say it's an arm injury?
Well, I guess they're being specific as opposed to hockey's
Did you
upper
know,
body
Maggie,
injury.
did you know what a flexor was?
I feel like I hear flexor with the UCL a lot.
Okay,
It's
I
all
hear it with the
bad.
hip.
It's-
The hip flexor is the most common injury.
But think about it. When you're talking about baseball injuries of of anyone, it's just the elbow is the last place you want to hear this. I'd almost rather have an injury to any other spot, maybe except for my back, maybe, when you're talking about baseball.
Yeah, but hip is bad, though. That's what you don't want either. I don't know if they get them.
Listen, Judge missed significant time because of a toe injury.
Yeah.
He had
Well-
thoracic outlet. He broke a collarbone that they couldn't diagnose for months. I mean, he hasn't exactly been the picture of health. Now, he has since he signed that big contract, but this is not good.
Yeah, the toe injury, by the way, affects everything else. Because
Totally.
you plant on that toe.
That was Dodger Stadium. He ran into the wall.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Break on the end of that wall.
I think we got overconfident that Aaron Judge was going to stay healthy forever because he's been on a run. Anyway, as a Phillies fan, I didn't like that part of the update at all, Bo.
Speaking of the Phillies, since they lost yesterday, the Mets pushed their NL East lead to a 1.5 with last night's 5-3 win in San Francisco. That's a 3-game sweep and a 7-game win streak for New York. One of the bigger names on the trade market with Thursday's deadline looming came off the board last night. The Royals said to be signing righty starter Seth Lugo to a 2-year extension worth $46 million. Lugo has a 2.95 ERA after finishing second in AL Cy Young voting last season. The Chargers made left tackle Rashawn Slater the highest paid O-lineman ever yesterday. A 4-year extension, $92 million guaranteed. That's $7 million guaranteed more than fellow 2021 first-round pick Penei Sewell.
Another story, by the way, of another athlete who got their divorce and then got their massive
Is that
extension.
true?
Yes.
Slater?
He
Yes.
spolstered it?
Yes. He spolstered it.
And
Wait, how old is he?
He's young. He's a young man with a divorce. I know. I didn't know this, but yeah, apparently he recently divorced his wife, and then now that that's finalized, he now has the record money coming from the Chargers for an offensive lineman.
Men are the worst.
Gosh, and especially California, I think is one of those states that's very generous. I don't say generous, but very much about splitting assets equally.
Yep.
So I didn't realize this was a thing. Like, I know Russell Wilson got divorced. I know RG3 got divorced. Is that why? Just to do it early, get it out of the way?
No, I mean, that's the thing. Yeah, definitely. Guys will not sign their contracts. It's big contract extensions because that will all be split up with any ex-wife that you have until that divorce is finalized. And Slater apparently is one of them. I mean, signing now seems kind of weird out of nowhere.
If I was a judge, I would look at that situation and say the wife deserves part of his future earnings as well and give her a chunk of that cash. Because you knew Rashawn Slater was going to be solid. His
I have
PFF
no
score.
sympathy
You bring your
for
PFF
men.
scores, Pro Football Focus score, into court.
Into the
Be like,
courtroom?
he's the third-ranked young left tackle. Anyway.
You call an expert witness Chris
Yeah.
Collinsworth slides into the jury.
Yeah.
The witness stand.
Here's a guy.
And I call my special
This
witness
guy.
ESPN's Ben Solak. Well,
I feel
Mr.
great.
Slater can slide to the left on pass protection. Yeah,
Good
that's
knee bend.
ridiculous to get out cheap here.
I feel great.
No, get your money, man. No problem at all with this.
EJ, be careful. You're about to get married.
I know. I'm just saying, though. I mean, what do you want me to do?
Well,
Like,
the other part, too, is wouldn't he have a prenup? I mean, the guy's a professional athlete. I would think that he would have a prenup.
I don't know.
So
that's not
whatever
always the
she's
case.
getting may actually just be sort of already determined.
Prenups are tough.
I always thought it was. I've had a couple friends who have had to sign them. I don't have one, but a couple friends who've had to sign them or not had to. They've agreed to them, and it's
On their first marriage.
yeah.
Ooh.
And it's a tough conversation that and it's usually, this is the one part, it's usually pretty close to the wedding. Because I think a lot of men put this off. Like, it's an uncomfortable conversation to have. So the day you propose is also not the day when you're like, and I'm going to need this prenup signed. So for, Whites and Luxembourg can go over the details. So that always is tough.
I can't believe I've never met anyone who signed a prenup.
Really?
I know one person because she was marrying a guy whose family had a huge business, and they were like, "You have and they ended up getting divorced, and she still made out fine, but she had to sign something so she couldn't take the business, basically.
I feel like the second you put a prenup into the universe, the marriage is over.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I don't think so.
I'll bet you the percentage of divorces with prenups is very high. It's 50% on normal marriages. If you already signed a prenup, I'll bet you it's 70%.
Why?
Because you're already saying, like,
I'm
this is
planning
not
for
going to
the
work
end.
out. Yeah. It's called till death do us part. You say that, not until death do us part. But if we do part, then
prenups,
you get $1 million and
here's a
that's
cap.
it.
Yeah.
Well, there are prenups that are like, not all of them are the same. Some of them are like, hey, you get this amount of money if I cheat, or you get this amount of money if, like, it's not always, it's not, so, like, my thing is, though, like, if you're saying, oh, yes, we are all going to split assets unless you do X, Y, and Z, that sometimes deters people not to do X, Y, and Z.
EJ wants conduct detrimental.
Wait, EJ, it seems like you've done some research here on this prenup.
No, I'll be honest. There was Nikki Bella was recently talking about this because she recently got a divorce, and she mentioned how the lawyer, because she was the breadwinner in her marriage, and the judge was like, "I'm very proud of you for going through this, but like you should never do this again, and we're actually going to help you get set up with people to talk about prenups and for your future." So she was doing a podcast with like a women's advocacy group for prenuptial agreements for women who are bear makers.
So she did not have a prenup.
No, and so I was fascinated by this. So I was learning all about this, and apparently a lot of women don't get prenuptial agreements because it's really not part of. Men are always talked about it, but they don't talk about it with women. There are a lot of women out there who are their breadwinners. So that becomes a conversation that she had to have, and it was interesting.
Didn't John Cena ask her to like pay rent when they were dating?
He made her something that said that she was a visitor, right, or something like that. I saw the same headline.
Yeah. And there was some kind of weird situation when they were dating for a long time. Cena and Nikki Bella.
There was a lot of weird stuff happening there.
They had like a reality show together and everything.
Yeah.
So, EJ, are you afraid Andre's going to ask for a prenup?
No.
It felt like that's where that was headed.
No, I'm telling you,
Or you're going to ask for it.
I mean,
No,
I'm
no,
not even
he
I'm
works
not even
here.
thinking about myself. I'm just reading this stuff. I'm like, this stuff is very fascinating. I've heard the allegation.
I mean, and that's a poll question. Who's more likely to ask for a prenup, EJ or Andrea?
Let's go.
All right, let's leave it there. 888-710-4ISN. Bogues, thank you so much. Coming up, lots to do, including somebody could have a runway to history. Get to that next.
Ugh.
You're in a 5-minute break. Four minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. Forty-five seconds remaining. Thirty seconds remaining. Fifteen seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
The 2-0 to Cal. Swung on and crushed. It is on its way. Number 40 is long gone. History for Cal Raleigh. Just the 7th catcher all time to reach the 40 home run mark.
Yeah, and had one more yesterday. Cal Raleigh now at 41 home runs, Pearl, and on pace to break the American League record. That is, of course, 62, held by Aaron Judge, who did it in 2022. And now that Aaron Judge is on the IL because he's got an elbow issue, Cal Raleigh really is kind of all alone here, and he could make some serious history. Do you love this or no?
Oh, my God. Of course I love it. But I love Cal Raleigh, love the nickname, love everything about him, except that it does feel like, how do I say this without being controversial? Like, it doesn't feel like we're really chasing home run history. It feels like home run history is over. It died. To me, it died in 1998. Like, we care, but we're not going to care like we used to. Even if he does go for 60, 65, it's great, but Judge just did it. Like, obviously, they probably tighten the ball up or loosen the ball, whatever makes home runs. I don't know. I'm not taking it as like, as a kid, I used to follow home runs religiously. This is a cool story, but it's not, to me, it's not break into TV worthy.
Okay, well, they did that with Aaron Judge.
I know, and I kind of thought
like
they should. I didn't care. I'm like, did they do it for Barry Bonds in 2003 or whatever year, the 73 homers?
Yeah,
Probably, yeah.
Definitely.
And I felt like, oh, I wasted my time on that. Why am I going to do it again? So I've never come back to the being overly impressed by home run numbers. Have you?
Yeah, I mean, I was definitely into the Judge thing for sure. The Maris family, kind of following him basically all over the East Coast to wait for him to break Roger Maris's single season home run record. And I get why home runs have gotten watered down. I think the question is, Cal Raleigh has now taken over as the odds-on favorite to win the AL MVP this year, obviously. Yep. But do we think that Cal Raleigh is going to be like a perennial MVP candidate, right? Is Cal Raleigh, this incredible story, the big dumper, we love the nickname and all of that, but is he going to be somebody who, after his career is over, we remember as this amazing all-time player? Or is he going to be someone who feels a little bit more like a flash in the pan? And I don't know yet, and neither does anybody, because Cal Raleigh's numbers, like historically leading up to this season, were never, like amazing. And the guy's a catcher, by the way, so I don't think we were expecting that his numbers have to be so incredibly off the charts. No one thought he was the next Mike Piazza or, Johnny Bench. But now he's kind of entered this different stratosphere. I'm just wondering, is this now the new Cal Raleigh and he becomes this huge figure in baseball, or is this like a peak and then we kind of see him go back to his, sort of career numbers?
Gosh, I have no idea. I think in the 2000s and 2010s, we saw a lot more one-hit wonders. Feels like because he's a catcher and there's so much wear and tear on his body, I feel like one-hit wonder is closer to accurate.
Yeah.
How do you sustain this as catcher? That sounds impossible. Maybe eventually move him to DH. By the way, he's not that far ahead of the crowd in home runs. They're definitely going to set the record again for home runs this year. It's not that hard. I mean, let's face it. A few years ago, or actually several years, the fences came in a little bit. Who knows what they're doing with the ball? Because Shohei's at 38, and Judge, if he gets back, at 37. I'm not going to guarantee that Raleigh's going to win the home run crown.
For the American League, though, I don't know.
How long?
10 days off for Judge, like, if you're considering, if Raleigh stays healthy and you consider this pace, like, he should, Judge, he might leave in the dust.
I mean, in these 10 games or 10 days, Raleigh could hit 3 or 4 more home runs.
Yeah, it could be hard to end up chasing, for Judge to chase him down, unless Judge comes back, like, better than ever. But I don't think that's what, I wonder deep down if that's what the Yankees think or what anyone thinks. Like, this is something he's going to have to manage now from here on out.
Please.
Well, and then in that case, Raleigh gets the MVP. But what if Shohei, by the way, can I call myself out on something?
Yeah, sure.
I said the second he started pitching, his hitting was going to go down. And statistically it has, but the dude is hitting home runs now. Forget it. I mean, his hitting is back. So if Shohei just stays healthy, gosh forbid, then he could beat Raleigh. If Raleigh's not the major league home run leader, does this story mean as much?
We always do the thing where it's American League versus NL. And, it's going to be Bonds at 73, which is going to be really, really, really hard. Really hard.
Well, I think they both get into the 60s this year.
Yeah, man, 73.
Right. No, I don't think anyone's getting. And if somebody did get 73, nobody would believe that it's legit.
Where's Shohei right now? 38.
You don't think if Judge or Shohei hit 74 that we would think is legit, quote unquote?
I mean, it's kind of like getting 100 on the test. I think there'd be a lot of raised eyebrows.
Because we really didn't raise eyebrows when Judge passed Roger Maris.
To be honest,
74 is a lot.
I know. Yeah, I get you.
And we'd definitely be breaking into TV, breaking into college football games and stuff like they were with Aaron Judge.
But nobody cares about Barry Bonds' record. They're small footnotes historically.
I think they'll care if someone's chasing it, though.
I do, especially because, and I know that this is a little bit, you can laugh, you can chuckle, you can roll your eyes. I do think people have a little bit more faith in this era than they obviously did back in the early 2000s. First of all, Major League Baseball didn't even really start testing for steroids until 2003. So there's all these protocols. Guys do get popped. It does happen. So I think the average fan believes more the guys are on the level now than they did, obviously, when Bonds was playing.
Well, that's impossible because nobody knew what was going on when Bonds was playing. Everyone believed back then.
Right, but now we kind of realize, all right, well, that wasn't.
I think with Bonds, it definitely turned the corner.
People were throwing syringes on the field and stuff.
I was cutting sound. They were asking him questions when he broke the record about steroids and stuff. He was getting questioned when that was happening, especially when he was chasing Hank Aaron. By that time, he was getting hammered with questions about steroids.
I think the people now don't really think about it.
Yeah, no one's asking Cal Raleigh about steroids in any of these conversations.
At least I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I feel like we would have seen that if that happened, and I'm not saying that they necessarily should.
Well, Raleigh's not going to get to 74. If somebody got to 74, I think America would be skeptical. I really do. They should be, right? 74 home runs in a season is...
It's crazy. But
you're telling me somebody can do it unless, the game has changed. First of all, the guys are pitching faster, which means more length on your home run. So maybe there are factors, but it's not just the steroids. It's also the baseball. It's also the way they play the game now. I think people will be skeptical.
Well, listen, the baseballs have been getting messed around with for a while, and especially the year that Judge was breaking the American League record. They've always tweaked the formula, but I'm kind of curious. How they make baseballs is fascinating. They have this specific mud that they rub on the baseballs that can only come from someplace in Delaware. It's like some random thing that Rawlings does. But anyway, I think the question is if we see more baseball players starting to break these home run records, are you getting more skeptical? 888-710-4ISN, or do you just think now they are testing, they are doing what they can do? So unless a guy gets, caught, believe. Why not believe? And the other question,
because we've been there. Because I'm never letting that happen to myself again. I will never, ever, ever get back into a home run race. I can't. I got screwed before, and I'm not going to be that guy.
Okay, well, let me ask you this: what if it was Bryce Harper?
Well, Kyle Schwarber could easily catch
a guy
Kyle.
you like on the Phillies, your favorite team. Would you be into it then?
I love him. I love him because who he is as a player. I'm not. If he got 74 home runs, I'd be like, okay, give me a break, dude.
888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. Chris is in California. We talked about Kenny Pickett going down with a hamstring injury, and now the door could be open for Shedeur Sanders to make a dent in this quarterback competition. What's up, Chris?
Hey, good morning, guys. What's going on?
How you doing?
I'm doing okay, personally, but as a fan of Kenny Pickett's, I'm not doing okay. I just find it very bizarre on how the NFL has treated this guy's career. I really have.
Okay.
If you guys do your research, and I've gone back to even Blake Bortles, every quarterback taken, the very first quarterback taken by their drafted team, has been given more than a 2-year, opportunity. Kenny Pickett hasn't had a full 2-year opportunity in Pittsburgh. Not only that, he was forced to be a backup behind Jalen Hurts, and now he has this mysterious injury. I just think that what happens behind closed doors, no one knows about. So I feel like maybe the NFL is just working against his career.
Well, Chris, hold on one second. Hold on, I got to stop you there. Jalen Hurts had already been to the Super Bowl. and was one James Bradbury holding call away from possibly beating Patrick Mahomes. Kenny Pickett was not going in there to take Jalen Hurts' job in Philadelphia. Now, what happened in Pittsburgh? That we may want to talk about. That team gave up on him. Maybe it was too early. Now he's just got a hamstring injury. There's nothing the NFL could do about that.
You're in a 5-minute break. Four minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. Forty-five seconds remaining. Seconds remaining. 15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Maggie and Perloff on the Infinity Sports Network.
Locals are getting restless. Of course, we're talking about the Dallas Cowboy fans. They have had it. They are fed up, and they are letting Jerry Jones know about it, Pearl. And this is back-to-back years when the Dallas Cowboys owner / GM / mouthpiece has just been straight up booed at his own training camp. You know, the blind love for Jerry, that faded a long time ago, and now I think it's going the opposite way, where fans are starting to get a little aggressive.
Was there blind love for Jerry? I can't remember. You know, Jerry's always been bigger than, he's like a politician. You don't really feel loyalty to Jerry necessarily. But you're right. The approval rating, if they did it like a politician, would be what, 17% right now in Dallas?
Got to be rock bottom.
Yeah.
So here is just a little of, if you want to take our word for it. Here are Cowboys fans as a training camp is happening, and there's like a microphone set up, like a little mini stage, and a lot of different people get up and talk to the fans. I've never seen anything like that before, and I'm sure the Cowboys have been doing this forever. And Jerry got up there, and the fans just want Micah paid, and they started to boo.
I was shocked. I was shocked last year.
Yeah, so he's getting jeered as he's trying to, make a statement, basically.
Are you kidding me?
Now, he said the boos were worse last year when he was in this contract situation with CeeDee Lamb. Bottom line is, now it's back-to-back seasons where, again, he's getting criticized. And then the funny part is they signed Jake Ferguson to this deal yesterday, the tight end. Now, it's not nearly as big as what Micah Parsons is going to get. The guaranteed money is $30 million or thereabouts. It's not anything. But it's just like, they can do deals early, just not the complicated ones.
To play devil's advocate on that, Jake Ferguson became the 7th highest paid tight end. If Micah Parsons wanted to become the 2nd highest paid defensive end, I'm sure the Cowboys were rushed to the room.
Well, but the Cowboys also have said publicly, we will make him the highest paid non-quarterback. That goes against negotiating 101. I don't know why they do stuff like that.
Bet you they're arguing over years. But I'm sure Jake Ferguson, I've seen, is a really good young tight end. Everyone loves this deal. They're like, wow, they got him a lot of cost certainty when tight ends are getting paid through the roof this summer, and they got him for a good deal. I'm sure Micah Parsons is asking for the sun and the moon. Is there any doubt that
why
he wants
wouldn't he?
But honestly, we say that, and the Cowboys are going to overpay him. We're going to say, why did the Cowboys pay all that money to him? That's how it works out. Because he should have done it earlier. That which you always say.
Definitely. But here, when Jerry Jones is saying things like this about Micah Parsons, that he's the most talented player he's had with the Cowboys.
I think Micah's as talented, maybe the most talented player we've had. And Deion, of course, had extraordinary talent. But Micah is very talented, and he is very smart. And so all of that makes a great asset for the Cowboys.
Right.
I don't know his name.
So, he might be asking for the sun and the moon and the stars when someone's saying things like that publicly.
Well, I mean, listen, his agent, David Mulugeta, got Deshaun Watson 5 years, $222 million guaranteed. He will ask for crazy stuff and get it. So the Cowboys obviously can't do that kind of deal with Micah. Again, everyone's saying, like, maybe it's a deal that they shouldn't do. I mean, honestly, like if he's asking for $200 million guaranteed, I could see Jerry and more importantly, Will McClay, who's probably running the team, saying, nah, I don't think so.
So here's a bigger question. I think most people believe that the Micah Parsons deal will get done. It'll happen the 11th hour. We've all been here before. Even Dak Prescott said, it's better off that he's not practicing, all of that stuff. So he's there, but and I guess he was practicing at one point, but I don't know what's going on. Here's the bigger question about the Cowboys. You heard the fans booing Jerry. It's the second year in a row, just not that popular right now. Are we getting to a world where the Cowboys are not this America's team slam dunk, where they become a secondary franchise because they have not won a Super Bowl since 95. They haven't been back to the NFC Championship game since 95. You know, the Cowboys had two very well-placed dynasties that happened in the 70s and the 90s that got two generations of football fans super invested because it's about the winning. So now you see teams like Kansas City who have extremely high ratings when they play in prime time, approaching Cowboys level. You got to win at some point. Ani Bose was the one who told us that.
Yeah,
He
with
works
a
for the
cheat
league.
code. You know who their star player is dating.
Yeah, I get it, but you know, you get them in the door, Pearl, and then you keep them there with the Super Bowl appearances. The Swifties, you know, I don't think they're just gonna. I don't think that the Kansas City Chiefs TV ratings are just gonna plummet once Kelsey retires.
I do. I mean, I think they definitely take a dip.
Even if they're still winning with Mahomes
Yes.
and Andy Reid.
Yes. I know people are watching that team in part because of Taylor Swift. But the Cowboys, we've been asking this question, not you necessarily, since 2010. When are people going to get sick?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what happens, though.
Yeah.
They keep putting out this product that has been really disappointing, even in 12-win seasons, to lose in the playoffs the way they have. And to be honest, the wins don't register. Like
It never matters, though. They will still be America's team, even with a down year or two. I think they're way stickier than people realize.
But down year or two, they haven't won a Super Bowl in 20 years now.
And no, it's way longer. Do your math.
Oh, I'm sorry, 30. Oh,
Yeah.
no. Oh, no. I do this off of my own age.
And so has it affected their popularity at all?
I think it's starting to.
I don't think so. I'll bet you their ratings are through the roof this year.
But they also get the benefit of always having that 4 o'clock primetime spot, you know, and I think the networks are also kind of, you know, they don't get buried much in a 1 o'clock Eastern, but I don't know.
When they do, it's ridiculous because everybody wants to watch them. I think they're way stickier than I think you think they are because they're the Cowboys. They're interesting, even if they are not that great.
You know, to be honest, I don't find this interesting anymore because it's so like clockwork. It's rote. You know, you did this with Dak Prescott. You're doing it with CeeDee Lamb. You know, you did it with Dak Prescott twice. You're doing this with CeeDee Lamb. Now it's Micah Parsons. It's this belabored contract negotiations that I don't think the juice is worth the squeeze here of like the extra press that they get from this.
Did you think they were interesting when Jason Garrett was running the ship? Was that interesting to you?
Romo was interesting in his own right.
I'll get out of here.
Romo was interesting in a Rory McIlroy without the major championships kind of way. Like would he screw it up was like a very interesting. Like I was watching Romo almost to see like would he do it, like actually win, or would some huge disaster calamity happen? There was a boom or bust factor with Romo that I thought was
he was
interesting.
dating Jessica Simpson, which was a massive deal back then.
That was 13 years ago, and they're still the most popular team. It can't be because of Tony Romo.
No, but it wasn't about Jason Garrett. Like I thought Romo was the interesting thing there. To me, Dak's not very interesting.
So, I mean, they had five. At this point, there's been a long time where Garrett and Prescott were together, and interest did not fall off, and they weren't great.
So I think maybe the beginning of Prescott's career was kind of interesting because he was fourth round pick, right, out of Mississippi State. It's not exactly quarterback factory, and he got the opportunity because Romo had a back injury, and those rookies came on, won Rookie of the Year, paired him with Ezekiel Elliott. So that was kind of, and Elliott was a huge star, obviously, with Ohio State. So I think the beginning of Dak's career was interesting. The last 5-6 years, not really.
And still, they're getting $40 million. They're getting some of the highest regular season ratings of all time. And other teams are in similar spots and not getting those ratings. So you can't just say it's the place. I mean, they are outrating everybody despite all that.
Well, but here's the thing about the NFL. They outrate everything all the time.
But the Cowboys outrate every other team.
I don't know. I feel like you could put any team up there, you're going to get a huge rating. Like it doesn't matter.
Put them in the same spot as other teams. Again, it's proven they will outrate that other team by probably 20%.
If you put whoever you put in primetime windows, I think that you get the NFL like delivers. Now
They blow other teams away in primetime.
Oh, okay.
They do. I would just say I'm looking at the numbers from last year. Like they have huge ratings in the same spots that other teams. Chiefs are catching up for sure, but they have huge rating in spots where other teams do not have the same rating.
Okay, but is the NFL such a behemoth now that maybe it can't be Titans Jags, no offense to those fan bases. It can't be Titans Jags, but you put the Packers, you put the the Chiefs, the Bills and the Ravens get huge, get tons of primetime games. Like, there are clearly other franchises. The Steelers, what people tune into.
Four of the top 5 most watched games last year were Chiefs games. That did
right. What about regular season?
That's the regular season.
Oh, okay. Oh, I thought you were talking about.
These are all regular season games.
Got it. I didn't know which one.
Sorry, these are the first 4 regular season games. First 4 weeks. No. Sorry, I'm right. These are the regular season games, top 4. This happens to be weeks 1, 2, 3. Chiefs, Baltimore was first. Then Bengals, Chiefs was second. Cowboys, Ravens, week 3 was third. And then Chiefs, 49ers was fourth.
I don't know. Are the Cowboys in danger of becoming a secondary team? Maybe you could say finally becoming a second. And, is it just the Taylor Swift factor with the Chiefs? I don't necessarily think so. I get what you're saying. She definitely brought an audience, no doubt. I mean, the NFL is giving her free publicity. They realize her strength, but I don't know.
This game is going to be far from mid.
I do feel like, where the future goes is where the kids go. And I would be curious where the kids are on the Cowboys. Because I think right now, we know Bogey's son Jake, massive, Josh Allen fan.
Right.
There are a lot of young kids who love watching Josh Allen, love watching Patrick Mahomes. Lamar Jackson. I don't know if young children who will eventually become massive NFL fans are going to be watching TVs, going to stadiums, going to bars. I don't know if they're growing up idolizing these Cowboys.
But
I don't know how.
I don't understand where did the 1995 was a long time ago. Where did the young fans come from now?
Well, like this generation.
Yeah. But why was you guys are millennials?
Those kids,
like, why were you guys?
They're millennials. So they're millennials who their parents were like probably maybe taking them to their first Cowboys game. And they're watching Troy Aikman and Emmitt Smith, or at least they're it's not as far off for them as it will be for the people that are going to be maybe high schoolers right now, or again in middle school. Those people will eventually grow up.
But that was 30 years ago. I would have thought the audience, by that logic, I would have thought the audience already died off a little bit.
Well, maybe it takes a minute.
I think there's also signs showing that they are, right? I mean, the empty bleachers at Oxnard, booing Jerry Jones. Again, the Chiefs being the team that was basically most watched last year. I think the signs are showing that there's some cracks here.
It just takes a while, I do think that. And it's, Pearl, you always talk about, do you root for teams? Do you root for star players? Right.
I've done this take before where in 2015 everyone's like, well, the Cowboys star is falling. In 2020 is the Cowboys star falling. They haven't won anything in 30 years, and they're still America's team. I would bet you in 10 years they're still the highest rated team.
I don't know. I don't think so. 888-710-4ISN, not unless something changes. 888-710-4476. But that, actually being a factor. What other team can enjoy that type of mediocrity and still have the fan base?
And they've done it for 30 years.
And also, what happens when Jerry really does take a step
back?
He's
is
82.
That's interesting. If there's no Jerry, maybe they lose a little bit. But even so, I think something turned the corner. Because they were terrible for a long time. Remember, like Chad Hutchinson was their starter, and then all of a sudden, boom, maybe it was Romo, maybe whatever, and it's just not slowing down to me.
You know what I think is actually keeping them relevant, to be honest? I think watching the Cowboys suffer is an embarrassment ritual that people actually like to see. And that is going to leave, I think, when Jerry Jones does step back.
Could be.
I think people like to see this, cocky, overconfident billionaire who, thinks he runs the world, lose every Sunday.
Get taken out of peg.
They like to see that.
Especially because it's his fault. Most people would blame him.
Yeah, it's like watching Vince McMahon get stone cold stunned in '98. Like, people like to see this. But when he's gone and it becomes a much more muted front office with Steven or Charlotte, whoever's running the team, are you still going to be like, oh, I can't wait to see the Cowboys get there? It's like, I don't know if you have the same emotions with that.
But it's kind of sticky, though. Like Duke, they don't even have to be real threats to win the title. I still think they're going to be the one team to watch in college basketball.
Sure, but things are cyclical. Like we mentioned it. Like how many college football programs that we thought were the evil empires that,
Yeah, but still Notre Dame always gets the highest ratings, and they haven't won anything in 30 years either.
Well, they also have the benefit of their own television network, basically.
And that television network exists because there's so much demand to watch.
But they also aren't taking as much money as they would if they joined the conference, which I think is something too. Like they're not. If they would have joined the conference, they would have more revenue. Like the deal they have with NBC, it gives them exclusivity, but it's not like they're bringing in the most revenue in that kind of deal. So you can go back and forth, right? Like Alabama, we talked about it all the time.
Yeah.
Is Alabama supplanted Notre Dame as the program? And you always say they have. That was not the case 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 years ago. Things change.
Same with Nebraska, right? 888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. Are we entering a world where the Cowboys are a secondary franchise? Probably would have to be post Jerry. He still has a way of commanding a lot of attention.
Well, just shut up and let me answer.
888-710-4476. Okay, coming up, let's check in on our favorite quarterback. What do you have to say about his new bride? About a former legend calling him out? And also his bathroom habits. All of that comes your way next.
You're in a 5-minute break.
Well, the game was tight, the crowd was loud, the judge went down, ain't no cheers now. Flicks are strained, they said real low, like a punch straight through my radio. Manny Rodriguez sitting third row, with his judge jersey and his heart broke slow. He stood up once, then he sat back down, poured that pain till he couldn't hear the sound. Now he's blackout drunk in a parking lot bar, talking to ghosts and cussing at the stars. Why'd you take my hero? What did he do? Whiskey on his lips, Yankee tears in his boots. Bartender said, son, it's just a game, but to many it's blood running through his veins. So pour one more shot and leave on the line for the kid who lost hope when we lost 99. Shortstop in a little league town, swung like Judge, always dreaming big now. Had the poster, had the swing, hell, he even rocked that pinky ring. But the Bronx felt cold when Judge went down, man, he just drifted to another round. Talking like Judge was a brother he knew, swearing he felt that pain too. Now he's blackout drunk in a parking lot bar, talking to ghosts and cussing at the stars. Why'd you take my hero? What did he do? Whiskey on his lips, Yankee tears in his boots. Bartender said, son, it's just a game, but to many it's blood running through his veins. So pour one more shot and leave on the line for the kid who lost hope when we lost 99. Played shortstop in a little league town, swung like Judge, always dreaming big now. Had the poster, had the swing, hell, he even rocked that pinky ring. But the Bronx felt cold when Judge went down, man, he just drifted to another round. Talking like Judge was a brother he knew, swearing he felt that pain too. Maybe tomorrow he'll find his way home, but tonight, that pinstripe heart's alone, and the world just don't feel right. When your hero's down and out for the fight. Yeah, he's blackout drunk in a parking lot bar, praying that rehab ain't too far. Come back soon, Judge, we need you back. Man, he's got no tears left to be had. He don't want pity, don't want no sign, just wants his hero back in that line. So pull one more shot and leave on the line till we rise again with our 99.
One minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. .45 seconds remaining. 30 seconds remaining. Fifteen seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
What the is Aaron Rodgers up to today?
All right, we're back on Maggie and Perloff. Huge shout out, by the way, to our guy Kyle Brandt, NFL Network, who interviewed Aaron Rodgers and was wearing an awesome throwback Steelers bus uniform.
Yep.
Why journalists are allowed to wear team jerseys? I mean, Kyle Brandt could get away with it because he's awesome. It was a lot of fun to see. And Aaron Rodgers definitely had some interesting things to say at camp. He looks very relaxed and, as usual, kind of unfiltered.
Yeah, and Kyle sat down with him and first, he talked about a lot of things, obviously, because it's Rodgers, but there were some comments that Terry Bradshaw had made not too long ago, Pearl, on a podcast where he did not think it was a smart move for the Steelers to bring Rodgers in. He said he should just go eat bark somewhere. So here's Rodgers responding to those comments.
Well, I whisper to the gods every single day.
Damn right.
I've known Terry for a long time, being a part of Fox. Terry's a legend. He's an absolute legend. He won 4 Super Bowls. He's had a legendary career in the media. But Terry, like a lot of people, doesn't know me.
Right. Rodgers saying that Bradshaw has,
you don't know me.
has preconceived notions and would like to get to know Bradshaw better.
He's got an idea of what he thinks about me based on what I've done, the documentary, what I've said, Darkness Retreat, whatever the hell you want to talk about. I'd love to get to know Terry on a deeper level. And I feel like if he gave me a chance to get to know him, then we'd have a good friendship.
I said, you don't know me. And he said, you don't know me. And then I said, exactly.
I mean, how dare Terry Bradshaw have an opinion of Aaron Rodgers based on the things he says and the things he does?
No.
That's it? Just the things I say and do? The documentary? Just the things I say and do?
He's
of course,
bum.
Rodgers. Like, Rodgers talks into a microphone more than you and I who do this for a living.
Oh,
what else are you supposed to judge him on? He puts so much of himself out there. He said, don't judge me by what I say and what I do. Okay, what? Your favorite color? How are we supposed to judge you?
I'm actually on Team Rodgers. You don't know the first thing about Aaron Rodgers. Based on some curated Netflix documentary, you think you know these people?
Pearl, I'm not claiming I know him, but he's out there more than anybody. So it's not like he's some recluse that we're filling in the gaps here. He fills them in for us.
I kind of agree with Aaron on this. Like, yeah, you really don't know the first thing about Aaron Rodgers. I mean, honestly, like, I have no idea what he's like away from a camera.
But then whose fault is that? He has spent so much of his life trying to tell us how misunderstood he is by telling us everything about himself.
But most of these athletes, we really don't know. I thought Deshaun Watson was like Mother Teresa.
But he didn't have a documentary that showed him going to ayahuasca.
You could have had that documentary. You still wouldn't know. But like, yeah, there's still. I think Rodgers' point is valid. Like, Terry doesn't really know him. You know, we don't really know Aaron
but you
Rodgers.
can't be that surprised when people are going to form an opinion about you. When you do this much, it's an hour once a week on McAfee where he talks about every conspiracy theory under the sun, and then a whole Netflix documentary that, you know, it's like saying you were misquoted in your own autobiography, like Charles Barkley. Like, you did this, you put it out there, you co-signed it. Like, this is what you want to put out in the world, and people are going to judge you off of it.
But I kind of think all public figures, like, we really don't know who they are. I kind of agree. Even with all that, I still think we don't know the slightest thing about Aaron Rodgers. I don't think we know what it's like the people in his life know Aaron Rodgers. I think they know something totally different. I'm not even saying better. It could be way worse. But generally, no, I agree with Rodgers a little bit. Like, Terry definitely doesn't know him.
Let's move on, because Rodgers also talked about Brittany with an I. This is his secret wedding that he had to, all we know is it's Brittany. He's very thankful to have her in his life.
When you meet the right one and you're with the right one, your whole world changes in a second. And to have that person that unconditionally loves you behind the scenes, there's no better feeling in the world. and I got the most incredible wife. I just really love her, and I'm so thankful to have her by my side at the end.
Big shout out to all the women backing up the fellas.
Oh, pretty amazing there.
Yeah, you know him so well. You don't even know what his wife looks like.
Nobody does.
Serendipitous.
He says with Brittany by his side, he can accomplish anything.
When you have that stability and that rock behind you at the house, you feel like you can do anything.
You know, I live kind of a quiet life.
Here's a question. Do you think Aaron Rodgers and Brittany with an I have a prenup? We'll call back from a conversation we had an hour ago.
I don't even know if they're really married, let alone if they have a prenup. I'm being serious. Like, there is always, is the marriage like the immunized line? Like, that's a theory out there that we're married, just like he was immunized from COVID. Like, I think people have been parsing the language around that. Like, do you think he has a marriage certificate from a court?
Well, I assume that TMZ would have gotten their hands on that already. And we would have had her first name or last name. I don't know. Because that stuff could leak. If you're down at the county clerk's office in Malibu and someone shows up from TMZ or you send it to TMZ for $100, I mean, these people don't get paid very much for leaking that kind of stuff. Last thing for you, Rodgers and DK Metcalf are roommates in Latrobe, and they have a gentleman's agreement, if you will, because the toilet is very loud. That if you go number one anytime after 9:30 p.m., just if it's yellow, let him know.
They have adjoining dorm rooms with a bathroom in between, is what I've come to understand. And that makes sense because elite athletes really have to focus on sleep. This is rock solid. And I agree with that as a man. Like, I could,
Not worth it.
No. You definitely don't flush that toilet. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
My wife and I have that rule.
Yellow, let him mellow?
No, in the middle of the night, do not flush the toilet because we
yeah.
have a bathroom that's right next to our bed.
Yes.
Is that way too much information? Like, because that's a...
Yes.
That was too much information, or you understand that?
No, too much information.
But 3 in the morning, like, if you have a bathroom in your bedroom, like, that's pretty...
It's rude.
It's a little selfish.
I think so,
in
too.
palaces, huh?
Just an in-suite bathroom? No, but even when we didn't have a bathroom in our bedroom, but here's what changes all of this, I think. Once I got pregnant, you got to pee like every 5 seconds. So that's when I started just being like, I'm up 16 times a night. I can't just be flushing the toilet every single time. No one would ever sleep.
Check your prostate.
And it's funny because Perloff asked if I had a prostate. I do not.
Do you guys wake up when your partner wakes up? Like every time? Or can you sneak off?
I'm a pretty heavy sleeper, so a lot has to happen to really disrupt me.
I think I could sleep through it. But not a toilet flushing. That would definitely wake you up.
I would never not flush my toilet.
And you can't turn the lights on. That's obvious, right? That's rule number 1.
Well, I do in the morning.
No. Oh, I know. How do you do it?
In the bathroom, though. Only the bathroom.
Man, that has been a huge battle in the Perloff household.
The morning show is not good for your marriage.
No. Partners do not like the 4 o'clock shower. Not at all.
No. Bogus, you've been doing the shift for 15 years?
Yeah, I get up and leave my bedroom. I go to a different bathroom to shower and everything like that. All my clothes are laid out the night before. So my only annoyance is my alarm. So too many snoozes, I can sometimes get an elbow if I don't get out of bed fast enough. Because my wife can survive 1 or 2 alarms going off, but not the 3rd or 4th one.
If I'm not out of bed on the first snooze, oh boy, trouble.
And I'm a loser.
Yeah. EJ and Manny, I know. Or EJ, you must have trouble with this. Like, do you hit are you out on the alarm?
Usually I'm good with the first alarm. I can get up. There's a 10-minute gap between them. Sometimes I hit the snooze, but the snooze was 7 minutes, so usually it doesn't make sense to wait that long. I usually get up before then. Or like what I do now is I kind of get up and actually end up scrolling on my phone for a little bit before I even leave.
I do that too.
That's annoying too.
You in your bed scrolling on your phone?
Yeah.
Yes.
But isn't that light waking up your partner?
Don't care.
Maybe. Well, no.
I'd like turn the other way.
Andrea sleeps with an eye mask on. Oh. Which I suggest for people. I was very against them until I needed to for various things happening in my apartment, and
they're
I'm
the
like,
best.
yeah, they're great. So lights. I've never had issue with the lights or anything. Like I don't turn the light on in the bedroom.
I would never
That's
do
maniac behavior. But light in the bathroom, yeah.
Here's the good news, guys. A couple more years, and you will be able to sleep through anything in any situation. Lights on, lights off, lights flickering, noises, partners coughing, sneezing, having a party next to you. You will be so exhausted from these hours that you will sleep as easily as possible. So there's that. Might only be for 45 minutes, but you'll be good at sleeping.
How much sleep, we have no idea. Anyway, so that's Rodgers and DK Metcalf. Gentleman's agreement, handshake. Anyone just going number one after 9:30 p.m., just let it sit.
My dumps were super smooth.
Forgot about that.
I can't believe this whole thing about Aaron Rodgers is in a dorm room right now is pretty amazing. Like, the Steelers still make a guy like Aaron Rodgers. Oh, it's great.
I just can't
give him
imagine.
huge props for that.
How is this better for sleeping? I mean, we all remember being in a dorm.
Getting out of your house.
Yes. I mean, but there's no way, unless guys bring their own mattresses in, which I know they
Definitely.
do. But like, you can't just sleep in some crappy dorm room.
But you got to get away from the kids. That can help with your sleep. A lot of these guys have young kids.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I think no distractions. I don't know if I think the team should have a cell phone ban too. Just 9 o'clock, lights out.
Just some darkness retreat for everybody.
Darkness retreat.
Caveman lifestyle.
I do. I mean, this goes back to J.J. Watt or Hard Knocks. Elite athletes are so serious about their sleep, and that's why we're all not in great shape. We only sleep 4 hours a night.
Not our best. Bo's
Shami's
got
brother TJ, he's the man.
He's got headlines.
It took longer than some of us would have liked, but it does appear that the Mets have finally remembered how to be a good team again.
Mauricio 2 for 2 tonight. Swings to the next pitch and crushes it deep to right field. Yastrzemski will turn and just watch this one fly. Into McCovey Cove and right. Splashdown for Ronnie Mauricio.
That's Pat McCarthy on Mets Radio. Mauricio getting wet to tie Sunday Night Baseball in San Francisco at 3, top 7. Juan Soto went deep a few batters later, and the Mets won 5-3 for a 3-game sweep and a 7-game win streak. Soto knew they'd get back on track.
It's baseball. Things are going to happen. We just got to keep grinding, keep going forward, and forget about what happened in the past.
The Mets lead atop the NL East is a game and a half this morning because the Phillies lost at Yankee Stadium 4-3. Also yesterday afternoon,
baseball.
The Tigers finally won again.
The 0-2, line drive, base hit into left. Green is in, Torque being waved around third, and the ball gets by Schneider in left. McKinstry around third, he will score. Dingler clears the bases.
That's Dan Dickerson on Tigers Radio. Those
Get the
three
out of here, Detroit.
runs capping off a 7-run eighth. Detroit pulling away for a 10-4 win over the Jays. They had lost 6 straight and 12 of their last 13. The Royals and righty Seth Lugo reportedly agreeing on a 2-year extension worth at least $46 million. There is a $20 million vesting option for a third season. Lugo was one of the best pitchers available ahead of Thursday's deadline. Chargers left tackle Rashawn Slater signing a record extension for O-lineman, reportedly guaranteed $92 million over 4 years. And the Cowboys announcing a 4-year extension with tight end Jake Ferguson. He's now guaranteed $30 million. And I'm wondering if EJ thinks Dallas gave him this money to pay for his wedding to whichever Cavender twin he's engaged to, like the Niners paid from the McCaffrey-Colpo ceremony.
Very possible.
Okay.
Would not surprise me. Get some extra cash before you go on for your
Are
wedding.
you kidding me?
You know, I just had a thought about something, not to circle back to this Aaron Rodgers thing. So he says he married Brittany with an I. He's talking about her in this clip with Kyle Brandt. This is the nicest thing he's ever, you could say about a woman in your life, right? Pearl, you're not even sure they actually got really married.
No, I want to see the certificate.
Right. So is this the way to skirt a prenup? If it's just like some union ceremony and it's like some shaman, or a friend or something like that did it, does she have any right if they break up at some point to anything he has? If it was like never, California didn't recognize it or something.
That's why I don't think that there is a real marriage certificate. Like I think he's like, at this stage of my life, I'm gonna sign half of my life away. No shot.
Well, that's what I'm saying though. You do the prenup. That's why famous and rich people do that.
Right, but I mean, this is almost better because now there really are literally no strings attached. I mean, with prenup, you're not saying I can walk away with nothing. Usually, there's something you got to give up.
Okay, but here's the other thing: you don't know if they do break up. Not that I'm wishing this on anything. We're just talking about reality here. And Rodgers is a finicky dude. At least that's what he presents publicly. Attached to nothing, open to everything, whatever his philosophy he always says on McAfee. All you need is a sympathetic judge to be like, no, I actually think you did have some kind of ceremony, union thing. She is entitled to XYZ. Maybe not. Maybe it's not everything. It's not 50, but something.
I think it'd be easier for him to fight that though. If there was no agreement, if there's no kids involved. Like once the kids get involved, that's when it becomes very harrowing, so to speak. But I don't know if you have nothing signed. It's like having a girlfriend or boyfriend.
Do you think Brittany with an eye hangs out with Joe Burrow's employee/girlfriend? Those two situations definitely mystified me. What's her name?
Joe Burrow.
Olivia.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ponton?
Yeah.
Oh, right. She has some modeling experience.
Yes.
I'm Joe.
Yeah.
So what does she get? Workers' comp instead of alimony?
Yeah.
I mean, I think
way
actually,
more
separate.
I think let's
she
face
had 2 weeks paid vacation.
What union's that?
She just has to take it with him.
we know that Terry Bradshaw, Aaron Rodgers was not mad at him because he does chew on bark and talk to the gods.
Yeah.
Like that was an accurate depiction of who Aaron Rodgers is.
It can't be slander if it's
yeah.
true.
Rodgers didn't seem to mind. He's like, yes, I do.
He did say he does whisper
He
to the
definitely
gods.
is chewed on bark. I mean, is there any doubt about that? Because you're right. A shaman probably married them. And I don't know. Now you're getting into a weird territory. Would a judge uphold a shaman's?
What does AI overview say? I don't know. Back
Something
to
that's
Bogut.
definitely inaccurate.
WNBA last night, Brittany Griner scored a season-high 22. The Dream gave the Lynx their first home loss of the season, 90-86. And Bubba Wallace won NASCAR's Brickyard 400, becoming the first black driver to win a major race at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. It also ended his 100-race winless drought. Back to you guys.
All right, quick AI overview here. Is being married by a shaman legit? What I put in my search. It was just a quick.
Yeah.
Native American traditions, in some cases, according to AI overview, religious leaders from Native American traditions, including shamans or medicine men, can be recognized as authorized marriage officiants, and their religion is considered a recognized denomination, and their role permits within the tradition in relevant jurisdictions. So,
well, yeah. I mean, you
that'd
can have
be yes.
anybody can get a certificate saying they're clergy and marry you. But the question is, if there's no like piece of paper, does it count?
I'm not.
Like, haven't you guys have had friends who've officiated weddings?
Yeah, you
before,
can get
right?
like a 24-hour,
Yeah,
like ordained online type of thing.
Yeah, that kind of thing. It used to be the back of Rolling Stone magazine.
Mm.
So there's no doubt a shaman can do it, but you have to follow through with the legal work. No,
Well, that's what I think this is saying. I think it's saying that, yes, that could be just considered legal.
that's not what I heard.
But I heard religion.
Yeah,
I heard a lot of religion in there. I assume that means the religion would, I guess, if you're
that's
talking
a good
about
point.
like what is the commitment you're making to each other. I assume the religion would then acknowledge that. I don't know if the law would though.
Yeah,
the
so
government.
I found, just generally speaking, a commitment ceremony is a non-legal wedding. So you can say all the things you want, you can profess your love, you can mean every last word of it, but there's no license, no certificate, no government acknowledgement. So when you break up, I would think
She's
that
entitled to nothing.
maybe.
Well, maybe they'll just be together forever.
Hope so. I wish them well.
Talking about Brittany with an eye. Sorry, Bogues. What else you got?
Oh, that's it. I'm done.
Fantastic. We have the M&P 500 coming your way this morning. Whose stock is up, whose stock is down after a huge weekend. We also have some predictions to make. What would a successful season look like for the following NFL teams? We'll tell you about that next, M&P.
There's actually a couple Dolphins out there. I might need to get out there.
You're in a 5-minute break.
Like a punch straight through my... Down in the YouTube chat where the wild ones roam, there's a legend named Drunkle Never Drinks Alone. He's got caps lock, wisdom, and a typing hand, defending on Maggie like a one-man band. Y'all back off, he types an all bold. She ain't gross, she's just cold. Yeah, maybe she acting that Yeti one night, but rinse it with bourbon, it'll turn out right. Drunkle sound in the digital stand, swearing up and down, that's my Kim, I'm her man. Is he real, is he fake, no one really knows, but he's got her back through highs and lows. Family's family, he swears with pride, you don't judge a girl on a rough ride. So here's to the myth and the Yankees hat cam. Raise your bottles full, Drunkle Sam. He claims he taught her to throw a curve and burp the alphabet without losing nerve. Says Maggie's tough, ain't no shame in that. Then spills PBR all over his cat. Selling beats, he tried to scroll past past the mess. But Sam's in the chat screaming, show some respect. She ain't just a hoe, she's my blood and soul. That Yetis historical at the record show. Drunk old Sam, the mysterious fan, defending his niece with a keyboard in hand. Is he blood, is he bluff? Hell, we can't be sure, but he fight the whole chat just to keep her pure. Real love will stand tall through the cringe and the crown. So shut your traps, Drunk old Sam. Maybe he's real, maybe he ain't. Maybe he's Maggie's long-lost saint. Or just a dude with a burner name, living for chaos and YouTube fame. Drunk old Sam in a walk on that. Is he uncle or fan? Either way, not bad. With a heart full of hops and a soul full of sass, he's drinking for justice with every glass. So tip your hat and slam your can for the Yeti from Maggie and Drunk old Sam. Maybe he's real, maybe he ain't. Maybe he's Maggie's long-lost saint. Or just a dude with a burner name, living for chaos and YouTube fame. But he's got it back through highs and lows, family to use. Drunk old Sam in the world gone mad. Is he uncle or fan? Either way, not bad. With a heart full of hops and a soul full of sass, he's drinking for justice with every glass. So tip your hat and slam your can for the Yeti from Maggie and Drunk old Sam.
One minute remaining. "45 seconds remaining. "30 seconds remaining. "15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Welcome back to the Maggie Perloff Show. We've been working our way through the NFL. Pearl asking, what would a successful season look like for blank? And we're doing 4 teams at a time. So EJ has got a new fresh batch for us today. Good morning, EJ.
Good morning, guys. And let's head out to Carolina. A successful season for the Carolina Panthers will be...
I'll take this one first. So Carolina Panthers won 5 games last year, but I'm not going to actually go to a win total. The successful season is Bryce Young looks like a top 15 quarterback. That's it. That's all. I have no expectations for winning, for being 500, for making the playoffs. I still think the Panthers, to me, Dave Canales, the head coach, and Bryce Young is the quarterback, them being a successful pair, and Bryce is a number 1 overall pick and a highly touted one at that, be a top 15 quarterback in the league, which I don't think he is right now.
I think the Panthers are going to challenge for the playoffs, for real.
Whoa.
I think they're going to be 8 or 9 wins, which will get you into the mix in the NFC South. I think anything short of 8 wins or No, I'll say anything short of 9 wins will be a disappointment. I think they're ready to go. I think they're coming. In NFC South terms, coming means you're going to be right there with Atlanta and Tampa Bay, right around 500 in Week 18. I think anything short of that, if they have 5 wins again, for example, that would be a huge letdown. I think they got to at least challenge for the playoffs.
All right, let's head to Houston. A successful season for the Houston Texans would be
AFC title game. They have still on the C.J. Stroud rookie contract, so they've been building talent around him. DeMeco Ryans is got to get that defense to be 1, 2, or 3 in the league, and then they got rid of their offensive coordinator, brought in a new guy. I think there's nothing stopping Houston from having full-on high expectations. They need to not only get to the playoffs but win games there.
I'm in lockstep about AFC Championship game, and I'm also going to take it a step further. I think the Texans have to start being that team that's being talked about with the Chiefs, the Bills, and the Ravens. If we really think this is going to happen for them, it doesn't necessarily have to happen while Stroud's in his window, but we're talking about the Texans. You have these great young quarterback, a really exciting coach, but I think more people would put either the Chargers or the Bengals as that team, and the Bengals have been in that mix in the past, who are right there with the Ravens, the Bills, and the Kansas City Chiefs. But that's where I feel like the expectation should be for success, that they're one of those perennial teams that is challenging, that you feel like could go on the road and could even win one of these playoff games. And right now, they're not doing that.
Well, I would say, though, that C.J. Stroud's still 23. The winning window for Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson.
It's going to start closing soon.
Well, no, they started winning at that level in the playoffs in 26-27, not 23-24. I mean, Lamar definitely didn't win. When did Josh Allen really start to become a threat? Was he 23? I think that he took a little while, too.
Well, year 1 of the playoffs, they actually had a very famous loss to Deshaun Watson in the Houston Texans, where they had a lead and blew it. And then after that, I think they were in that mix. They got Stephon Diggs, and it was a rocket ship. So
I think you got to give him a little more time. Because what was the 13 seconds game? That was 21. Yeah. Anyway, he was a little bit older than 23. I think Stroud has more time. I think you're putting, if he can't break in with the Chiefs this year, it's still a good trajectory.
Let's stay in the AFC. Let's go to Miami. A successful season for the Miami Dolphins would be
win a playoff game. I mean, we're not asking for much.
Dolphins out there. I might need to get out there.
We're not asking for much here.
Win a playoff game?
I mean, that's what success would look like. I can't just do another 9-8. What do you this is everyone's butt on the hot seat right now. McDaniels, Tua, Tyreek Hill. This is it, guys. Like, this is, you're staring down. This will be the end of your era in the Miami Dolphins. I truly believe that, even though they've committed a lot of money to Tua. I understand that. But I don't love the way it sounds coming out of camp. And, Tyreek Hill's on the other side of 30. So, and I think Mike McDaniel's wearing out the welcome.
So you're saying win a playoff
game. Kooky
game.
is fun when you're winning. Kookie's not fun when you're not winning, and he's kind of a kooky dude.
If they make the playoffs, that is successful. They haven't won a playoff game since 2000. Now the expectations are win or you're done. I think the expectations are so low on this team. For them to get in the playoffs in the AFC, I think would be very impressive.
All right, so final one. Let's go to Green Bay, Titletown. A successful season for the Green Bay Packers would be...
Oh, this is tough. I will go...
Say it, Pearl. Just say it.
NFC title game would be fine. Well, I think because they haven't really gotten there with Jordan Love. They should have gotten there. They should have been in San Francisco. Again, I believe in steps. There's just no way in this NFC. The NFC is so loaded this year. To say they are Super Bowl or bust team does not work for me.
I think it's Super Bowl. I mean, we've been dancing around it here, right? Long enough. Jordan Love looks like, if he doesn't get hurt, looks like he's got all the tools. The receiving core was young, but now they're not so, now they're stepping into more of their prime. The defense is good. People love LaFleur. They think he's a great coach. Yeah, it's a really tough division, but we put the Lions as Super Bowl or bust, and they're also in that tough division. So Lions had 15 wins, Vikings had 14, Green Bay had 11 last year, with Malik Willis starting, 3 games last year? Maybe more? I got to double check that. The Bears are going to be better, I agree, but I think Packers are a Super Bowl team. That would be the successful season.
Wow. I think that's way too rich for the Packers. I don't think that this year we're looking at them after coming off last year where they did make the playoffs, but they puttered into the playoffs. to say that Super Bowl, like, you're not saying Super Bowl or bust.
I'm saying that would be successful because you think about it, 2 years ago, they're a wagon. They go into Dallas. They do that. What you said about San Francisco, they should have won that game in the divisional round.
They weren't coming into the playoffs as a wagon, though. They just played way over their head in the playoffs.
I know, but then you think, all right, what's the next logical step?
Right.
And they went back to the playoffs, and they lost that brutal game to your Eagles. So.
But I think they took a major step back last year. Like, they were definitely a considerable third in that division last year. And
because of Love's injury.
I don't know if it was just Love's injury. There was a lot going on. I didn't think that overall their team was that scary last year. Now, so I think if they get back to the NFC title game, then they're back on that championship caliber. Like, for example, picks are coming up. I do not expect to hear a lot of Packers. Last year, there was a ton of Packers, including I think I picked the Packers. I just think that the expectations have cooled on them, and their odds are a little bit further down the list. Like, Lions feel like Super Bowl or bust, even though there's a lot of negative news coming out of Detroit. But the Packers, to me, are definitely a notch below that.
All right, there you go. 888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. Yeah, EJ, go ahead.
With the Packers, I think, outside of the playoffs, and I know that's important, I also think a successful season is winning the division. The Lions appear to have some instability with their defense and the coaching staff, and the Vikings are playing essentially a rookie quarterback, a guy in his second year, a guy who did not play and was injured all season. Packers have been kind of flirting around that like wild card for years now. I think if we want to see them take a step up,
Packers won that division a million times with Rodgers, and it didn't help in the playoffs at all.
But I mean, with this unit though, this core, I don't want to see a team that's 5-4 at week 8. Like, to me, like, there's nothing serious about a team that's trying to win a championship that's farting around mid-season. Like, if you're serious, you're taking care of business earlier on in the season. So to me, like, if I'm gonna have the belief that the Packers can win a championship, it's gonna be them winning 12, 13 games, and I think winning a division title, at the very least, really competing for a title. They haven't come close the last 2 years.
Well, 2019, 2020, and 2021, they won the division, won 13 games each year, and completely fell apart in the playoffs. So I feel Packers fans are worried that we're going to be good in the playoffs, and it's not going to we're going to be good in the regular season and won't translate. Then they come in with Jordan Love and don't play that well in the regular season. And look really good in the playoffs. So I'm not sure. I think that fan base is very dubious of getting the number 1 seed after the Rodgers experience.
Right, but you just said watching them play last year that nothing felt right. Nothing felt like them being a Super Bowl team. And I agree. I said that during the season. I was like, there's no way this team's a contender, even when they started going that late push. Because to me, it's almost like, the guy that, like, farts around in class, but then, like, crashes at the last minute to make sure they get the A on the test so they can, not fail. Like, that's who the Packers have been the last 2 years to me. Teams with a lot of talent, but have not taken the regular season as seriously as they should, and it puts them behind the 8 ball. And guess what? Then you got to go to Philly. Then you got to go to San Francisco. You don't want to have to go to those places and win those games. Those are very difficult situations.
But they haven't won anything in Lambeau. They keep getting beat there in the playoffs.
Well, give Jordan Love a chance.
Yeah, that's ancient history.
That's
Aaron
Rodgers.
That's a long time ago.
I mean,
Jordan
honestly,
Love has not had a home playoff game.
The best they've looked in the playoffs in a long time was when they were 9-8 2 years ago. That's like, oh my God, they're totally stepping up in the playoffs. Because I saw it time in and time out. They let their fan base down in the postseason despite winning all the regular season games.
Tough schedule for the Packers, not just your own division, obviously, but they play the NFC East and they play the AFC North. So you're getting Commanders, you're getting obviously you're getting Cowboys, Eagles reigning Super Bowl champs. They also have going to Denver.
By the way, you forgot the Bears when you were talking about the NFC North. Yeah. Like, you can't take them lightly anymore at all. They've loaded up around Caleb Williams. I mean, I guess Caleb does not look great in camp, but you're right, Maggie. Like, it's going to be hard to accumulate 13 wins in that division.
Which, you know what, might be kind of, I don't want to say better or worse.
Definitely
but
better.
I was going to say, like, maybe, not that they weren't battle-tested. They have been battle-tested. It's just, see if you can go. First of all, they also allowed some teams to come in and beat them in Lambeau last year, which during the regular season, that's not what you want.
You started off by mentioning Jordan Love's injury. That threw everything into a bit of a wrench. It felt like EJ mentioned a late push. It took a long time to get settled after that. So, but Super Bowl or bust, I don't feel that for this team. I'm curious if we put up a poll.
Not Super Bowl or bust, but successful would be the Super Bowl. Can I just tell you, though, once the schedule gets to December, this is not a schedule that is great for a late season push. You're home Chicago, at Denver, then at Chicago, then Baltimore, then at Minnesota. Like, these I don't know what Minnesota's going to be.
Yeah, that week 18 at Minnesota feels like a good place to be. That's
Maybe.
That's typically when the Vikings start imploding completely.
Or J.J. McCarthy is, the next huge thing. I don't know. 888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. Coming up, we've been doing this at 8 o'clock Eastern for the last couple of days. One big question about every quarterback room in the NFL. Today, we take on who else? Dak Prescott and the Cowboys.
You're in a 5-minute break.
In the YouTube chat where the wild ones roam, there's a legend named Drunkle, never drinks alone. He's got caps lock, wisdom, and a type in hand, defending old Maggie like a one-man band. Back off, he types, emotions high. She used the edge, so what, let it dry. Yeah, maybe she yacked in that thing one night, but a rinse and a prayer made it taste just right. Drunkle Sam in the digital stand, swearing up and down, that's my kid, I'm her man. Is he real, is he fake, no one really knows, but he's got her back through highs and lows. Family's family, he slurs with pride. You don't judge a girl on a rough ride. So here's to the myth with the hot dog cam. Raise your bottles for Drunkle Sam. He claims he taught her how to throw a curve and burp the alphabet without losing nerve. Says Maggie's tough, ain't no shame in that. Then trips on a cooler and scares his cat. BT's Winston Sal just laughs. The mods try to mute him but miss by half. Y'all better recognize blood when you see it. That Yeti's historic, don't you dare mistreat it. Drunkle Sam, the mysterious fan, defending his niece with a koozie in hand. Is he blood, is he bluff? Hell, we can't be sure, but he'd fight the whole chat just to keep her pure. Real uncle stand tall through the cringe and the clown. So shut your traps, it's Drunkle Sam. Maybe he's real, maybe he ain't. Maybe he's Maggie's bourbon saint, or just a dude with a burner name, living for chaos and digital fame. But one thing's true when the comments fly, he's riding for Maggie till the day he dies. And somewhere between myth and spam lives the legend of Drunkle Sam. Suddenly quiet falls on the chat as a voice of reason types this and that. A message appears like a honky-tonk hymn. Daily says, yo, this song, it wins. I played it 5 times, maybe more. I canceled my Zoom and locked the door. Tell Nashville to make room on the track, cause this right here deserves a plaque. He's clapping with emojis, posted flame and clap. Give this man a Grammy and a Stetson hat. Make a vinyl, make a hoodie, I'll buy the whole stack. Matter of fact, call my lawyer, I want the rights to the track. So here's to the heroes of the live stream jam, the chat room warriors who don't give a damn. To Maggie, to Yates, to Sam and his Stam, but most of all to the legend named Daly who said put this song on repeat and never hit bam. Well, the game was tight, the crowd was loud, then Judge went down, ain't no cheers now. Flicks are strained, they said real low, like a punch straight through my radio. Manny Rodriguez sitting third row, with his Judge jersey and his heart broke slow. He stood up once, then he sat back down, poured that pain till he couldn't hear the sound. Now he's blackout drunk in a parking lot bar, talking to ghosts and cussing at the stars. Why'd you take my hero? What did he do? Whiskey on his lips, Yankee tears in his boots. Bartender said, son, it's just a game, but to Manny it's blood running through his veins. So pour one more shot and leave on the line for the kid who lost hope when we lost 99. Shortstop in a little league town. Swung like Judge, always dreaming big now. Had the poster, had the swing. Hell, he even rocked that pinky ring. But the Bronx felt cold when Judge went down. Man, he just drifted to another round. Talking like Judge was a brother he knew. Swearing he felt that pain too. Now he's blackout drunk in a parking lot bar, talking to ghosts and cussing at the stars. Why'd you take my hero? What did he do? Whiskey on his lips, Yankee tears in his boots. Bartender said, son, it's just a game. But to many, it's blood running through his veins. So pour one more shot and leave on the light for the kid who lost hope when we lost 99.
Maggie and Perloff on the Infinity Sports Network.
Jerry Jones booed by his own. Welcome to the show, Maggie Gray, Andrew Perloff, and this is the second training camp in a row when Jerry has been up there giving a speech to all the Cowboy fans who show up to Oxnard to training camp, and he got booed, Perloff.
Yeah. Is that totally new for Jerry to get booed? I'd boo Jerry. Why would you cheer Jerry?
Well, the fans are fed up. I mean, he's trying to go out there and give some rah-rah, rev up everybody for an awesome season, and they're raining down boos on him. And, you could say, well, it's the showman, and any reaction is a good reaction as long as they're showing up and booing. But I don't know if that's necessarily the case.
Oh, my God. In Philly, we would boo everybody. If you're coming off a 7-win season, you would totally get booed.
Well, I think the people in Philly would not even be dumb enough to take the microphone off of a 7-win season. So you could get something thrown at your head.
Jerry's got a vibe. You know how they boo Roger Goodell? Like, Jerry is basically Roger Goodell. Like, he's secretly, not even so secretly, running the league. So this does not surprise me. In fact, you're not allowed to cheer or boo as a member of the media, but I'd probably boo a little bit on the side.
Yeah. Poll question, are the Cowboys in danger of becoming a secondary team? But meanwhile, we are going around the league to ask one question every day, Pearl, up until the season kicks off. Dallas Cowboys against your reigning Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles. We've started to go east to west. We started with the Eagles, so today our third team, it's Dallas.
I feel so lucky to be the quarterback.
It's the position everyone wishes they could play.
Why can't I be quarterback, huh?
Sit down and shut up.
But it's not for the faint at heart.
Quarterbacks are premium.
I think those things add up to make it quarterbacking the toughest job in sports.
Maggie and Perloff answer one big question about the quarterback.
All right, again, so today the Dallas Cowboys are front and center. Tomorrow we will finish out the NFC East with the Giants. No, we already did the Giants.
Yeah, we're done with the NFC.
We're done with the NFC.
This is the last team. This is the fourth team we're dealing with.
Okay, we saved the Cowboys for the last of the NFC East teams, and then we'll move on from there. But, EJ, what's the one big question about the quarterback?
Okay, so tomorrow is Dak Prescott's birthday. He will turn 32 years old.
Damn.
So happy birthday for Dak Prescott, which leads me to thinking about the future of Prescott as a Cowboy. Now, what do you think is more likely? Dak Prescott is a Cowboy for life, or Dak Prescott is off the Cowboys in 3 years?
Here we go!
So why on earth would anybody think that the Cowboys can quit Dak Prescott? He turned 32.
He's a
so
drug.
by the time he's up for another contract extension, he'll be 34. That is still young. Like, I don't think that they've gone this far with him. I don't see them ever getting out of this Dak Prescott limbo, I'm going to call it. Like, why at 34 are they going to go all of a sudden go to another quarterback? He's still going to be their best option. I was thinking about this. They are stuck in the same spot as the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're never bad enough to get in the top 5. And there's not going to be a better option. If there was a better option than Dak Prescott, they probably would have already got it by now. But there's not, and I see the same exact thing because this is about how many of these negotiations have we gone through with Dak? 3?
Third.
Yeah. So I feel like we're going to be sitting here hopefully in a couple years from now and be like, can you believe that they haven't paid Dak yet?
I'm not doing that.
I just see nothing ever changing in Dallas. I see nothing ever changing with Jerry Jones. I know he's getting older. I hope he's still, running. I hope he's still running the team at 85. And I think if he is, then he will bring back Dak Prescott. I'm
going to say no, not just to go against Perloff here, but I I understand that Jerry can't quit people, right? Always stayed with coaches too long.
Jason Garrett.
Except for, ironically, Jimmy Johnson, who he should have kept for much longer and jettisoned him out of town. But loved Troy to the end, loved Tony Romo to the end. Obviously, Dak now has a real soft spot. I just think I think this could be a situation where you actually still have a lot of players who want to play for the Cowboys, right? Who would come in, take maybe less as a backup situation, something like that to come in, guys at the end of their career.
Mm-hmm.
And Dak Prescott, guys, is not the picture of health. Many lower body extremities. And so I'm saying two things here. One, I think he could get hurt and then get Wally pipped by somebody. Or two, I think he's just hurt and maybe he's not playing for 3 more years.
Think Joe Milton's going to Wally pip him?
Man, I love the Joe Milton highlights. That dude is amazing in a practice setting.
Read the real reports about how he's doing in practice. Yeah, he can throw the ball 90 yards. We'll see. Why hasn't he been Wally pipped yet? The guy's been hurt 100 times.
Well,
come on, Daddy.
I don't know if they were ready to say goodbye. And now being 32 years old, I just don't think he's going to hold up for the next 3 years. I mean, some of these lower leg injuries and lower body injuries, I mean, they're no joke. So I could see them having to move on just because I think we have this idea that every quarterback is going to play until their mid-30s or every quarterback's going to play into their 40s. It's just not the case.
So it's funny. You say that players will want to play in Dallas. Stafford's going to be too old to come back home. Kyler Murray's not going to be a better option. I'm thinking the Dallas quarterbacks. I'm not sure who,
I could see Jerry taking a shot on Tua, someone like that.
I mean, come on. 34-year-old Dak is healthier than Tua. That's who you got?
Kyler Murray?
Yeah, I just said Kyler Murray.
Oh, sorry, yeah. High school phenom?
Yeah, I mean, come on. Dak's better than Kyler Murray. Even at 30. That's the thing.
But he's not younger.
Yeah, I know, but Kyler Murray will probably be a backup by then. I just think that's not the best option. What has Kyler Murray won in the NFL? I think that Dak at 34 could outcompete Kyler Murray. And you know that Jerry's not – it's a love affair with Brian Schottenheimer. Have you noticed that?
I have.
I feel like he's found his new Jason Garrett. So Schottenheimer, who's Dak's guy, is still going to be the coach. I know, logically, if they don't win in the next couple of years, they would finally say goodbye to Dak. But this is the Cowboy way, Maggie.
888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. I mean, the other part, too, is we keep talking about these great quarterback classes. Can I make another prediction here? About how next year is a good quarterback class, but no, 2027 is the real quarterback class. And that's, we've got some bright future in front of us in terms of quarterbacks. Yeah. I think it could be a second-round pick that takes Dak's job. I don't think it has to be a top 5 quarter. I don't think the Cowboys have to get into the top 5 of the top 10.
Extremely rare.
Second-round quarterback's extremely rare. But, maybe your guy Jalen Hurts has turned a corner or created a new lane or alley, because I think the Cowboys now taking a quarterback in the draft, fans would rejoice.
Well, listen, I mean, Joe Milton basically feels like a second-round pick. They brought in Trey Lance to try that. I just think that Dak is able to fight those guys off. Cooper Rush. It's
Cooper
a little
Rush,
different.
I mean,
no, he was not nobody.
Actually, a really good backup, like high-end backup. But
total left turn, like next year's class. I love how next year's class is always this fantasy. It's always going to be better. And next year's class is filled with guys who could have gone pro this year, who are 23 years old and got third-round grades from the NFL.
Well, a lot can change in a year.
Yeah, but generally, it's not like you have Trevor Lawrence or Caleb Williams coming in next year. Maybe Arch, but I mean, they would. By the way, that'd be a good spot for Arch. He's in Austin. Jump over. I don't think that's going to happen because the Cowboys are going to keep on being around 8, 9, 10 wins. That's the problem. They're in limbo, and it could happen again. We've seen many teams that hold on their quarterbacks too long. And why would the Cowboys not be one of them?
Because of Dak's injury history. That's why. It's criminal that they haven't been thinking about the future even more, considering he goes down and the season's over. And that's what's happened, even though Cooper Rush is a high-end backup or what have you. But it's gone. Like, they don't have the run game that they used to have that can keep things alive and afloat. The NFC is too good. The Eagles are too good. You can't mess around. So the fact that they have not started to look towards the future like the Packers do is silly.
Can I tell you, since Jalen Hurts went in the second round in 2020, there's only been 3 second-round quarterbacks. One was Kyle Trask. I don't know why he never got a shot in Tampa Bay. The other was Will Levis. And then this year, Tyler Shuck. I think second-round quarterbacks, kind of tough, Maggie. That's your answer.
But think about this. First of all, we haven't seen Shuck play yet. But secondly, look at Shuck is 27, right? Like these guys are coming into the league and they've already have 50 starts and, they're just a lot more seasoned. Like you love Cam Ward so much right now as the number 1 overall pick. It's like, wow, he looks like a veteran. It's like, yeah, because he's been playing college football for close to a decade.
Right, but let me tell you about some of the first round pick. Yeah, but the good ones, if they play so long, then everyone's seen them and they go high. I just don't think this idea you're going to get a late first round or a second round guy to replace Dak Prescott. You need to tank. You need to be really bad. You need to get into the mix for Cade Klubnik or whatever. Like you really need to get up there, and the Cowboys are never going to do that.
So let's put it as a poll, EJ. More likely, Dak Prescott on the team in 3 years, off the team in 3 years. And Cowboy fans, I'm pretty sure I know what they'd like to happen. They're all ready for some new blood.
Everybody knows the quarterback.
I mean, especially because Dak had like one of the all-time like high points, which was beating the Tampa Bay Bucks in the playoffs. I mean, sent Tom Brady into true retirement, not phony retirement, real retirement. He sent Tom Brady packing. It was a great game. He threw 4 touchdowns in that game.
Yeah, but I mean,
awesome.
that was a terrible Bucks.
Nobody cares.
It's that game. No, because that game didn't. That's not his high. Is that his high? If that's his
definitely.
high. Well, I mean, they were a legit team when the Dez catch, right? That was him, right? 16, like that team was good. I think that was the team that had a chance. And then there was a couple other good teams, but again, they're kind of in limbo. They feel like the Steelers with Tomlin, right? Like even if they make the playoffs, no one thinks they're going to win. So I don't know why I'm making a case against Dak. But you say that, of course, logically Dak's going to be gone. But does Jerry ever change, Maggie?
I don't know. Let's get to some sports nicknames.
From the fridge to the great one, it's Maggie and Perloff's search for the greatest nickname in sports.
We are down to the Elite Eight, the regional final, if you will, and the voting will be open now. Pearl, in the Tough Guys and Enforcers region, the 1 seed, hard to beat. It's Mean Joe Green.
To this day, I don't think anybody calls him Mean Joe Green but me, and he hates it when I do it. But I do it just to piss him off.
That was Terry Bradshaw. Mean Joe Green in the Elite Eight faces off against the 3 seed, the Intimidator.
Someone like Dale, I guess, would have to be in that category for sure.
Earnhardt would have to have the reputation for being the Intimidator.
Probably the biggest one, I guess, would be Earnhardt.
Yes, Earnhardt would be an Intimidator.
Dale Earnhardt's right at the end of the class.
Dale Earnhardt.
I reckon, off the top of my head, Earnhardt.
Earnhardt.
People like Earnhardt.
Most of them have said when we asked the question that Dale Earnhardt, his name has been mentioned as the top Intimidator. Your reaction?
Well, that's great. I hope I can intimidate some more.
So that was all of Earnhardt's peers calling him the Intimidator, then him reacting to being the Intimidator. So that's the Tough Guys and Enforcers region. 1 seed Mean Joe Green against the 3 seed the Intimidator. Pro, moving on to the Flash and Fun region. This is where we got some lower seeds, including Cinderella Story, but is it really the 9 seed William Refrigerator Perry?
Welcome back to the show. My next guest has been bringing some fun, has been bringing some fun and excitement back to the NFL this season. He tips the scales at 304 pounds, and as you're about to see on this videotape, on October 21st against Green Bay, he became the heaviest man in NFL history to score a touchdown off a set play. The man is just plain big. Ladies and gentlemen, from the undefeated Chicago Bears, please welcome William Refrigerator Perry.
The intro on David Letterman there for the fridge.
Yeah, remember when 304 pounds was big for an lineman?
I was thinking
now I'd be way too small.
I was thinking, it got me thinking, how big was Haloti Ngata? I was like, he was like 330.
340. Yeah, I mean, now for the position that Fridge plays, he'd be tiny.
So true. The Fridge is the 9 seed facing off against Perloff's childhood hero, the 6 seed Dr. J.
So the announcer was like a constant. You would constantly hear this guy on a microphone when you're playing out in the playground, and he's really just talking to the crowd and having fun. So he gave me several nicknames, none that I could identify with. So I did walk over to him and said, if you're gonna call me anything, just call me the doctor, because that's a nickname that I've had, since junior high school.
Love it. Dr. J. So the voting is open. Mean Joe Green against the Intimidator and the Fridge against Dr. J. We are finding the best sports nickname of all time.
Got to give Fridge a big chance here. People love that nickname.
Yeah, it's a great nickname. It is funny, though, when you think back about guys who are like so huge, even like Babe Ruth, the great Bambino, would not be anywhere close to like Aaron Judge or Giancarlo Stanton, in today.
Oh, yes, totally. I have a question. Does everyone know Dr. J's real name?
Yeah.
Is that like
I know. I think the 76ers actually misspelled it once when they showed him on the Jumbotron, and they put Julius Erving and spelled his last name with an I.
I just think Dr. J.
Bambino!
I think a lot of young kids probably just know him as Dr. J and might not know the whole thing.
I'm going to be honest with you, and I don't mean this as a dig. I wonder how many young kids know about Dr. J now. I mean,
it's pretty.
In Philadelphia, definitely, because he's a local legend, but I wonder
Dr.
if
J's a local legend?
No, he's an NBA legend, but you definitely know him in Philly because he's around. He lives in Philadelphia. Yeah. He's still a very big presence there. I don't know. Does our intern know Dr. J? You do? Okay. Sports
Dr.
guy.
J was the face of the NBA for 10 years.
Yeah, but you're asking someone who was born in 2000 or 2005.
Ask the intern, did he know Dr. J's real name?
Do you know Dr. J's real name?
Yeah. Julius Erving.
Okay.
Well, he works
and what year were you born?
When were you born? 04.
04.
Okay. Maybe the young kids today do.
I think Julius Erving. I think if you know anything about sports, I think you know Julius Erving as Dr. J. I think you know his name.
Hey, we're talking about a few generations removed, though, now from Dr. J.
I think there's less people who know Magic's real name than Dr. J.
Yeah, that one definitely not. Maybe his name is Magic Johnson.
They call him they don't say Dr. J. Irving every day. Like he's just either Dr. J or you say Julius Erving. With Magic, it's not. It's just Magic Johnson.
Intern Nick, do you know what Magic's first name is?
Well, I just said it. But
yeah.
All right, put intern Nick on for a second.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
We have to quiz him.
Okay.
We have to quiz him for 2 seconds.
No, oh yeah, you can wear my headphones.
All right.
Yeah, better. All right, intern Nick, do you know Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's real name?
No, not his real name. His original.
His original name, yeah.
No, I thought it was always Kareem.
Okay.
Okay. Do you know Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf's original name?
No.
Have you ever heard of Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf? Okay. Do you?
Are these basketball? Well, I know Kareem is, but was that one basketball also?
Yes.
Do you know Earl Monroe's nickname?
The Pearl.
There you go.
Do you know Walt Frazier's nickname?
Clyde.
Well, if he's a Knicks fan,
yeah.
Clyde's still on TV.
Okay,
82 games a year.
Do you know George Gervin's nickname?
I don't know who George Gervin is.
Okay.
What is going on?
What about Karl Malone's nickname?
Oh.
Oh my God!
I don't know if I do. Off the top of my head, at least. I know who Karl Malone is, but
Okay, but see, doesn't know the mailman. It's the mailman, but that's fine.
yeah, I wouldn't.
That's crazy to me. That's funny.
But like,
Taxi!
and Dr. J was playing before Malone. I mean, overlapped a little bit, but he's before Malone.
But the name Dr. J, I think is, maybe I'm in Philly, is kind of iconic. Like Dr. J, it's just one of those easy nicknames, kind of like let's say an NFL nickname that people seem to know the nickname. I thought Crazy Legs Hirsch was pretty well known because EJ did not know Crazy Legs Hirsch.
No, did not know that. No.
Night Train Lane.
Oh yeah, big Night Train Lane guy.
But they played pretty close to the same time.
Night Train Lane was on a video game that I played all pro football. That was awesome, and that's where I learned about Night Train Lane. Also, I'm a big NFL Films guy, so. But Crazy Legs Hirsch is not a name I heard of. No.
You guys ever heard of Michael Jordan?
Familiar with his work? Yes.
888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. Okay. Go vote. Right now, Elite Eight.
Not knowing the mailman. That made me feel really old.
George Gervin won't hurt more than me, to be honest.
Yeah.
Not knowing who he is. Like, it's crazy.
George Gervin?
Yeah.
Shut up, old man.
I mean, not every game was on TV back, when George Gervin was playing.
But
You're not getting out-of-market games.
Could anyone else finger roll like that man, though? Do they even finger roll anymore?
It's a signature move.
The finger roll. Actually, he had that big Nike campaign, like 10 years ago. They brought him back. It was great. Skywalker, David Thompson, anything? Does it do anything for anybody?
These nicknames have been really, really fun to go back to.
Oh, and the other Skywalker, too. Kenny Skywalker.
New York Knicks.
Yeah. Remember that guy? He won the dunk contest with like 8 chains around him. He was amazing.
And the high top fade that was like
a
full
God, I love
head of his head.
Yeah, like a kid in play style. Fade.
I'm just on there voting. I'm voting for an NBA nickname to win this. That I'm voting early and often. Maggie
I don't know.
Pearl.
I think the fridge has got a shot here against Dr. J. Anyway, you can go vote. At Maggie and Pearl is where you can get in on that action. We've got more results for you later in the show. Our question for you today, our one big quarterback question. Will Dak Prescott be a Cowboy in 3 years? Yes? No? Let us know what you think. Also, coming up, it's the M&P 500. Whose stock is up, whose stock is down after a huge weekend?
Here we go!
Down in the YouTube chat where the wild ones roam, there's a legend named Drunkle Never Drinks Alone. He's got caps lock wisdom and a type in hand, defending on Maggie like a one-man band. Y'all back off, he types an all bold. She ain't gross, she's just cold. Yeah, maybe she acting that Yeti one night, but rinse it with bourbon, it'll turn out right. Struggle sound in the digital stand, swearing up and down, that's my Kim, I'm her man. Is he real, is he fake, no one really knows, but he's got her back through highs and lows. Family's family, he slurs with pride. You don't judge a girl on a rough ride. So here's to the myth and a Yankees hat cam. Raise your bottles full, Drunkle Sam. He claims he taught her to throw a curve and burp the alphabet without losing nerve. Says Maggie's tough, ain't no shame in that. Then spills PBR all over his cat. Selling beats, he try to scroll past the mess, but Sam's in the chat screaming, show some respect. She ain't just a host, she's my blood and soul. That Yeti's historic, let the record show. Drunkle Sam, the mysterious fan, defending his niece with a keyboard in hand. Is he blood, is he bluff? Hell, we can't be sure, but he fight the whole chat just to keep her pure. Real love will stand tall through the cringe and the crown, so shut your traps, Drunkle Sam. Maybe he's real, maybe he ain't. Maybe he's Maggie's long-lost saint, or just a dude with a burner name, living for chaos and YouTube fame. Drunkle Sound in a walk on that. Is he uncle or fan? Either way, not bad. With a heart full of hops and a soul full of sass, he's drinking for justice with every glass. So tip your hat and slam your can for the Yeti from Maggie and Drunkle Sound. Maybe he's real, maybe he ain't. Maybe he's Maggie's long-lost saint, or just a dude with a burner name, living for chaos and YouTube fame. But he's got it back through highs and lows. Family use Drunkle Sound in a world gone mad. Is he uncle or fan? Either way, not bad. With a heart full of hops and a soul full of sass, he's drinking for justice with every glass. So tip your hat and slam your can for the Yeti from Maggie and Drunkle Sound.
One minute remaining. "45 seconds remaining. "30 seconds remaining. 15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
The M&P 500 on the Infinity Sports Network.
Welcome back, Maggie and Perloff Show. Every week we do the M&P 500, stock up, stock down. Kind of a busy, weird sports weekend, and you think that's fair to say? But why don't you get us started? Who's your stock up, Maggie?
Oh, this was hilarious. Cooperstown Hall of Fame induction. You had 5 guys getting in over the weekend, and Ichiro Suzuki certainly took the cake because English not his first language. He was hilarious. It was joke after joke, and including one at the Marlins' expense.
Honestly, when you guys called to offer me a contract for 2015, I have never heard of your team.
This dude was like doing a set. It was great.
I don't even get that joke. I got to be honest. What do you mean he's never heard of them?
That's how irrelevant the Marlins were at the time.
But I get everyone thought this was so funny, but that isn't even the realm of possibility. Unless you think it's possibly true? Like what? I don't get it. Is that funny? Everyone's like, oh my God, Ichiro is so funny.
Well, Pearl, it's not Shane Gillis up there doing a roast.
So you lowered the bar just because
it's
his second language? Okay.
And, I got to be honest, I listen to a lot of Hall of Fame speeches, and all these guys are great, and they deserve their moment, but some can be extremely boring.
JJ, wow.
Ichiro, I'm looking at AJ. Ichiro just spiced it up a little bit. Stock way up.
JJ was the crybaby.
Also, Ichiro made once again a massive deal out of that one guy not voting for him.
Yeah, he said he's no longer invited to his house for dinner.
That is really funny. Okay, my stock up, also an international star. We don't talk about Serbian horse racing enough on this show. I've always said that, Maggie. We got to keep our thumb on what's happening in the scene over there because 3-time MVP Nikola Jokic won a race this weekend, runs out onto the course, hugs the horse, is crying tears of joy and popping champagne. Have you ever, Maggie, seen that joy from him as a player even once?
The only way I can describe how he was crying was sobbing. He was sobbing.
Yeah. Unbelievable. I can't believe that man has it in him. Then I was reading the story. Apparently, he thought about dropping basketball, even when he was good, to be a horseman full time, and his father had to talk him back into basketball.
I mean, you can tell where the passion is. Like the way that he took this gigantic cartoonish bottle of champagne and shook it up and then sprayed it all over the place.
Yeah.
I don't even think he was doing that for the NBA title. I'm pretty confident that he didn't.
He was on his phone looking at flights home to Serbia so he could see his horses.
It was like his crying was like that ugly crying when you're really crying. His hands over his face and his shoulders were like going up and down, like heaving. Yeah. It was real tears.
Yeah, amazing. Full credit to him, though. Like, for some reason, this does not bother me at all. Like, I don't like when players have distractions, but this makes him better.
I think it's funny that it's harness racing. I don't know why that detail to me
I 100% agree.
Is also funny. I don't know. I don't know why. I can't explain that. Stock down. Rams quarterback situation. This is not good, guys. Matthew Stafford not in training camp this week. They are swearing up and down that there's no setback necessarily, but they're just being smart. But don't you have to wonder if new back issues have crept in? So a lot of people online over the weekend kind of mocking the fact that Devontae Adams thought Jimmy Garoppolo was getting him killed in Las Vegas, and now Garoppolo is the backup to Matthew Stafford. We talked before about the links between Sean McVay and Arch Manning. They can't tank. They're too good, even with Jimmy. But this Stafford back issue is certainly making me rethink a team that I had penciled into the playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
Stock down Rams right now.
Well, I think you're being a little too negative too early. Like, we don't know. He's old. He's, you get back stuff. I get it all the time. It doesn't mean he's not going to be fine. You still have 40 days till the season or a little bit more.
No, it's awesome. It's not not like it's a 17-game grueling season.
Yeah,
before you even get to the playoffs.
Let me ask you this. Is there a tougher guy than Matthew Stafford?
Maybe not.
He is incredibly tough. And also, Jimmy G can win you a couple of games. I'm not out on I saw the idea you brought up, are the Rams going to be able to tank for Arch? Okay, we'll see. They have this awesome young defense. Just bring Stafford out. Bring him out for the regular season. He doesn't need a training camp. Guy knows every play in the book.
It's a new spine.
Okay, I'll go for the real. By the way, has he missed a lot of action for a back stuff? Does Stafford have a back history?
Yeah. Remember 2 years ago?
What did he miss?
Not last year, but the year before. I don't know if he missed games, but he was definitely dealing with a back issue.
Okay. I'm going to actually go with Kenny Pickett with a hamstring injury. This is what I hate about that injury is because he's clearly going to be healthy enough to play, but we're not going to see a full Kenny Pickett. You know, I hate 85% to 95% healthy because this is a guy who needs to really – he's way more mobile, I think, than people realize. He's pretty fast. Like, if you see him not be able to run, that'll kill him in this quarterback competition because that's the one thing that he's way better than Flacco at, escaping. I just feel like he'll be out there, but it won't be a full Kenny Pickett. So he will sort of get screwed out of his real chance to win this job. I don't know why I'm rooting for Kenny Pickett to win that job one way or the other. But I think the Browns, my theory is they wanted him to be the starter all along. But this is sort of a very uncomfortable position for them.
Well, then you could probably say stock up Shedeur, and we don't know if he's going to actually have the stock up, but the possibility of him getting more meaningful reps and making a dent in that quarterback position starts today where the Browns are in pads for the first time.
I think it's stock up Flacco. I think this is I've always thought it's Pickett and Flacco are going to start week one of those two. So now it'll be probably – actually, I don't know. I think Pickett could be back in 4 days and it won't matter. But I feel like this means that it's more likely to be Flacco.
I could go stock down the Yankees, but Manny's already having a tough enough morning because of a big day yesterday. The Yankees, who on May 27th was in first place at the AL East, and they were 34-20, and now yesterday, 56-48, 6.5 games back from the Blue Jays, and I should update the standings from today. But in fact, I'm not going to go with the Yankees because I have another stock down, and it's to the people who had a new baby daughter and named it Kelsey Taylor. So obviously their last name is Taylor. And then they decided to go first name Kelsey as like this nod and homage to this relationship that...
Oh, okay.
You jabroni!
Exactly. First of all, I feel like the parents did this in some twisted way to use their child as a prop to meet these two. Because the internet's crazy like that, and you could see all of a sudden it's like, well, let's meet them and meet the kid and all that. So it's not even about what your kid's future is going to be like. It's about you, parents. Selfish.
Yeah, but you know, Kelsey Taylor's mainstream enough. I didn't even make the connection when you first said. I'm like,
you think Kelsey is a good name for a girl?
Yeah, of course. Is that not a girl's name?
Yeah, I know people named Kelsey.
Okay.
Wait, is Kelsey a boy's name? Kelsey Grammer?
Not usually spelled the way Travis Kelsey's last name is, but Kelsey is a girl's name.
Okay, Kelsey
Oh,
Taylor.
did they spell it?
They spell it like Kelsey, like Travis Kelsey.
Yeah. A lot of people have gone Peyton, boy or girl name, and spelled it like Walter Payton or Peyton Manning. I find that very interesting.
I don't know.
Kelsey Taylor, that's a fine name, though. That's actually a pretty good name, right?
We all know what they're doing here. They're trying to do the celebrity couple thing, and it's weird to me when people do stuff like that. So that's my final stock.
If they break up, then now your namesake is a failed relationship.
Imagine if you had named your kid like Stevie Buckingham, or something stupid like that. I don't know.
That's a deep pull.
Sorry, it was making its rounds on the internet. Stevie Nicks and Lindsey Buckingham.
Or Robin Tyson or something like that.
Oh, God.
Seriously, that would be dumb.
This is why it's tough when you name your kids after people because, the funny thing about people is that we're just people. And we're flawed and we're weird and we go through ups and downs and nobody's immune to it.
Yeah, but the thing about Kelsey Taylor is no one will blink if you say the girl's name is Kelsey Taylor. You spell it with the C, that's where you get it. But I didn't understand that. I think you'd get away with this one. If you'd gone Robin Tyson, that would be a little more unusual.
What? I don't know how you didn't realize Kelsey Taylor was a thing for Kelsey and Travis. That was obvious to me.
Oh, I don't know. It just sounds like a very normal name. No?
I don't know. Maybe I don't know that many Kelseys.
No, I mean,
Well, Kelsey's definitely a popular name.
Yeah, Andrea has friends named Kelsey.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I knew where you were going right away with the story.
Also, they have the baby posing with Travis's jersey.
Yeah, not good. And you can't spell it like his last name. There's a way to spell Kelsey as a name, and that's fine. Then you say it, and it's an homage to them. You don't need to spell her poor first name, Kelce.
This is like the guy who was the other Kobe Bryant, but at least the parents spelled it Coby.
Right.
Oh, like the other, there's always a new Michael Jordan. There's a lot of Kobe Bryants.
There are a lot of Kobe Bryants.
Yeah, there was a guy the other day who has a NFL name. Pause for a second. What, Bogues, you do your updates. There's an NFL name that was in the news the other day that I was shocked. The same exact name as Superstar. I'm totally blank.
Michael Jordan.
Yeah, the Bucs signed Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Guard Michael Jordan, too.
It's funny. A guard. If he went to North Carolina, that'd be crazy. You'd have to do the intro, the Bulls intro for him. Anyway, to the people who named their daughter Kelsey Taylor, I give you a stock down. Over to Bogush.
Maybe it's just me, but it feels like we've had too many of these already at training camp. Niners D lineman Teron Jackson taken to the hospital yesterday in an ambulance after something happened late in practice. Jackson went down during a run play with teammates yelling for trainers right away. He was tended to on the field for roughly 7 minutes before being taken off the field and eventually being placed in an ambulance. He was talking, had movement in all extremities, according to the team, but the actual injury issue, or even what happened, still unclear at the moment. Last week, we had another player go to the hospital in an ambulance, and another one was airlifted to a nearby hospital. So there's been a lot of extra medical drama out of the gate, and most teams aren't even in pads yet.
I have noticed that. It's awfully hot outside. I think that's part of it.
There's that, too. Chargers left tackle Rashawn Slater is now the highest paid O-lineman ever. The team confirming a 4-year extension. It's reportedly worth up to $114 million with $92 million guaranteed. No extension yet for Terry McLaurin, but he is back at Commanders camp, but he's on the PUP list for now with an ankle issue. And we're told that the Dolphins have reworked Minkah Fitzpatrick's contract, adding a $16 million signing bonus, which frees up $11 million in cap space. The Mets stayed hot last night, rallying for a 5-3 win in San Francisco on Sunday Night Baseball. That's a 3-game sweep and a 7-game win streak for manager Carlos Mendoza.
Understanding that we still got ways to go, but in order to get to where we're going to get, we got to continue to take care of business. So it's not always going to be easy, but, one day at a time mentality.
Wow. A lot of cliches in that. That little quote right there.
The NL East lead is now a game and a half over the Phillies, 4-3 losers at Yankee Stadium yesterday afternoon. Paul Skeens did it again yesterday. 6 innings, no runs, 9 Ks, a 6-0 Pirates win over the Diamondbacks. Skeens is Majors' leading ERA down to 1.83. And Elias believes he is the first pitcher ever to have a sub-2 ERA after his first 45 career starts. It's 1.89.
Elias has too much time on his hands.
That one seems significant and surprising to me that like
Doc Gooden or some of these other incredible young guys who are amazing just right out of the gate. Fernando Valenzuela.
I'm talking about old school like a Walter Johnson or something like
that.
Yeah.
You guys just mentioned Nikola Jokic, right? Serbia just confirmed he's on their roster for Eurobasket, which starts a month from now. So now we've got him, Luka, and Giannis committed to play for their respective countries in this event.
That's getting right up near NBA training camp, right?
It goes, I think it's like a 3-week thing. It's the end of August into the middle of September. So I don't know if you're going to be late to camp or you're going to be right on time for camp.
Should be fine. Camp usually starts very early October.
Right, because hockey's first and then basketball is later in October. That's right.
Yeah, exactly.
Are guys using this as a way to just get in shape for the season, or do they really feel this pull to play in a non-Olympic year to play for their team?
I feel like the European guys really take their international ball seriously, the non-Olympic games. Like, they'll play most of this stuff unless there's an injury.
Yeah, I think Jokic goes horses, Serbia, Nuggets.
Are you sure there's not something in between that? I mean, his brothers are probably pretty important to him.
WNBA last night, Alyssa Thomas, 27 points, 11 rebounds, 8 assists, and the Mercury's 88-72 win in Washington in the afternoon. The Fever down the sky, 93-78, in a game that featured neither Caitlin Clark nor Angel Reese. Clark remains out with that groin injury, of course. Reese missed her second straight with a back issue. And Liberty forward Brianna Stewart apparently avoiding a major right knee injury Saturday night. She is not playing tonight's game in Dallas, but did go on this 4-game trip with her team. So maybe she is back in the relative near future. Guys, back to you.
Bogish, thanks so much. Got a couple things you can weigh in on, including what's more likely. Is Dak Prescott on the Cowboys in 3 years or off the Cowboys in 3 years? I can tell you the early returns, not looking good. And
figure it out.
We have another question for you about who will be the next AFC team to crack into that top 3. Chiefs, Ravens, Bills, maybe put the Bengals there hovering around, but who's the next AFC team that's going to crash the party in the playoffs? We have that answer for you next.
Go Bills.
You're in a 5-minute break.
Well, the game was tight, the crowd was loud, the judge went down, ain't no cheers now. Flicks are strained, they said real low, like a punch straight through my radio. Manny Rodriguez sitting third row, with his judge jersey and his heart broke slow. He stood up once, then he sat back down, poured that pain till he couldn't hear the sound. Now he's blackout drunk in a parking lot bar, talking to ghosts and cussing at the stars. Why'd you take my hero? What did he do? Whiskey on his lips, Yankee tears in his boots. Bartender said, son, it's just a game, but to many it's blood running through his veins. So pour one more shot and leave on the line for the kid who lost hope when we lost 99. Shortstop in a little league town, swung like Judge, always dreaming big now. Had the poster, had the swing, hell, he even rocked that pinky ring. But the Bronx felt cold when Judge went down, man, he just drifted to another round. Talking like Judge was a brother he knew, swearing he felt that pain too. Now he's blackout drunk in a parking lot bar, talking to ghosts and cussing at the stars. Why'd you take my hero? What did he do? Whiskey on his lips, Yankee tears in his boots. Bartender said, son, it's just a game, but to many it's blood running through his veins. So pour one more shot and leave on the line for the kid who lost hope when we lost 99. Played shortstop in a little league town, swung like Judge, always dreaming big now. Had the poster, had the swing, hell, he even rocked that pinky ring. But the Bronx felt cold when Judge went down, man, he just drifted to another round. Talking like Judge was a brother he knew, swearing he felt that pain too. Maybe tomorrow he'll find his way home, but tonight, that pinstripe heart's alone, and the world just don't feel right. When your hero's down and out for the fight. Yeah, he's blackout drunk in a parking lot bar, praying that rehab ain't too far. Come back soon, Judge, we need you back. Man, he's got no tears left to be had. He don't want pity, don't want no sign, just wants his hero back in that life. So pull one more shot and leave on the line till we rise again with our 99.
One minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. $45 seconds remaining. 30 seconds remaining. $15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Perloff, over the weekend, you mentioned something to us. You said, wow, Omari and Hampton, just like, this is your guy. I can tell when you get a guy, like when you love a dude and you'll start rooting for him, even if they're playing against your team, like you don't care. You'll just root for them. And I can tell Omari and Hampton of the Chargers is your guy this year.
I'm going to fantasy draft him. He looks like he's chiseled by the gods. Gigantic, incredibly cut. I saw him running through some cones. I'm like, we can do that. What's he going to do to the Raiders defense?
Here's a guy.
Yeah, Perloff goes full Collinsworth when he loves somebody. And looks like Omari and Hampton's your dude. But outside of him for your fantasy team, what about him for his actual team? Because I'm not saying that the Chargers are a running back away, but are they going to be the next team that cracks into this top three of the AFC heavyweights? Of course, that's the Chiefs at number 1, and then whatever combination you want to put the Bills and the Ravens. I still think Cincinnati gets a little benefit of the doubt. They're kind of hovering around because Burrow's so good. But who's going to be the next AFC team that cracks that top 3 and really starts to become a contender?
Well, I'm not including the Bengals in this because I think you see what a mess they are on defense. So to me, it's a 2-man competition, or 3. The Chargers, the Texans, and the Broncos are the next teams, I think. And I'm going by quality of coaches here.
Yep.
So I actually, because they have the AFC South to beat up on, I'm going to give Houston a slight edge to crack into that. I feel like the Chargers, Chiefs, and Broncos have a problem. They are going to beat each other into smithereens. So I'm a little worried about this, that Jim Harbaugh is not going to have the same kind of success he did very early in San Francisco. Second year in San Francisco, he already fully established.
Yep.
They're going to be good. I saw a quote by him that I liked the other day. He said, "It is now up to the team to catch up to Justin Herbert. Like, we know we have an elite quarterback, but the rest of the team is still a bit unproven." So I just can't wrap my head around them coming out of that triumvirate. I think the 3 teams beat each other up, and I think Houston's got a better lane to be that crack-through team. Who do you got?
Interesting. That's a funny quote from Jim Harbaugh, too. Like, isn't that your job, coach? Like... To coach more than just the quarterback. Yes, if the rest of the team's going to get better, that's kind of on you, no?
Well, I think especially
it's his hand-picked GM, too.
He's got this bit where he's always talking about Justin Herbert is a Hall of Fame quarterback. For whatever reason, his motivational strategy is just keep telling everyone how amazing Justin Herbert is. But that's what he's saying. He's saying our goal is to everybody on this offense is at the same level. I think he's trying to build Herbert's confidence after last year's 5-pick game in the playoffs.
Yeah, it was brutal.
But here's my, they're going to want to run the ball. Do they have enough at receiver to really be a full offense? Again, it's the Chiefs and now the Broncos. Yep. I just worry about that. Who's your breakthrough team?
I would have to go probably Texans, but I'm going to go a little off the board here. It's not going to be this year. But can I tell you, I think the next team that is going to consistently be a team,
got it.
Again, it's not going to be this year, but I think the Patriots are going to get there with Drake May. I do. With Mike Vrabel and May, and with the owner as committed as they were, like there is, even without Brady and Belichick, I do think that there is this idea that they figured things out in New England about what it takes to have a dynasty. And I'm not saying they are going to be one, but I do think they hit on Drake May. And I don't know how long it's going to be before he's a legit thing. Now, listen, they're coming off a 4-win season, so they're obviously making the playoffs this year would be unreal, and that's almost too much to ask, I think. But if you're talking about Drake May from year 1, where he didn't even get didn't even start off the year as a starter, then get to year 2, and then what could he be doing in like year 3 and year 4? I think that's where he starts to break in. So I think Drake May is coming.
I feel like Mike Vrabel is just going to recreate the Titans.
Well, they were number 1 seed. I mean,
yeah, but they were definitely not breaking
perennial playoff team.
Yeah, because they beat up on a bad division, much like the Patriots could do if something happens to Josh Allen.
Yeah.
I worry about is he the kind of coach who is going to be able to match his regular season success in the playoffs? Like, I feel like they're going to conservative their way to a bunch of wins. And also, too, if he has Drake May, is he going to – we never saw him do anything with an elite quarterback. He had Ryan Tannehill, obviously. Right. He was more of a Derrick Henry kind of coach. I don't know.
One other thing, can I ask you about the Texans? Yeah. I think the Texans are great, and everyone loves Stroud. Everyone loves D'Amico Ryans. Their defense is obviously coming along like tremendous. Jacksonville gets new life now with Travis Hunter. If he becomes even 3/4 of the star that we think he's going to be, he's a difference maker. Right? They do have Trevor Lawrence. I don't know what Liam Cohen's going to be. I could see him being the coach there for the next 10 years, and I can see him being out in 2 seasons. The Jags do not get the benefit of the doubt for hiring coaches. They just don't. And then you love Cam Ward so much. Yeah. I know that you are like watching every training camp throw he makes.
I think they got a star in Cam Ward.
Okay, so the Colts are kind of a mess right now.
I think the Colts
from the quarterback position.
Yeah, but then they win 8 games no matter who's playing quarterback.
Right. I guess what I'm saying is you said that the Texans, this is the division they can just beat up on.
Yeah.
But for how long? Like, if the rest of the division is raising their level,
but you think
it might not be so easy to always get these home playoff games for them.
Travis Hunter is really going to make a difference in this? I love Travis Hunter, but I don't know. I do not see.
Maybe not his rookie year, but he's got to figure out how many snaps he can take on both sides of the ball. And everyone, this is all a work in progress.
I think
hell yeah.
Travis Hunter.
Yes. The unicorn, the Shohei Ohtani.
Cam Ward has so much better chance to make an impact.
Well, because he's got the ball in his hands.
That's what I mean.
But Travis Hunter's playing both sides of the ball, Pearl. Like, Cam Ward can't go out there and play safety.
So you're saying a nickel cornerback and a part-time receiver is going to change the whole dynamic? I love Travis Hunter, but there's no – unless they get the whole thing with Trevor Lawrence and the offense and the defense, like there's so much work to do here for Liam Cohen. Their win total is 5 games this year.
I'm not saying this year. You know, they won 4 games last year. I'm not saying this year, but if Travis Hunter it's like they got 2 players in the draft. If he can actually do this, and you're the one who wants them to play a full slate on both sides of the ball.
You're the one who predicted him to win the Heisman, right?
I did, and I won off that.
Yeah, and how many was Colorado a threat in any meaningful way? They couldn't even get out of the Big 12.
Well, to be honest, though, they were in the hunt for the Big 12 only 2 years after having a 1-win season. So I kind of feel like he did really raise the tide, and he was an awesome receiver.
He was the second most important player on that team behind Shedeur.
Well, but what did the NFL tell you about Shedeur, and what did they tell you about Travis? And who's actually the more sought-after player? Is it the Jags who traded up with Cleveland to get Hunter, and everyone said universally, good idea. Everyone loved that trade. Like, it wasn't even too rich, and Shedeur fell to the 5th round. So what did the NFL tell you about who was the most important person on that team?
Well, I'm just saying that they didn't tell us anything because the quarterback's still more important than even if a guy's playing on both sides. I mean,
no, but you said he's the most important player on that Colorado team.
Yeah, it's just because you go higher doesn't mean you're less important. I mean, or more important. Like, are you saying, like, you go through the draft, like, these players, doesn't mean you're the most important. If you're a left tackle, you're obviously going to go in the first round. That doesn't mean you're more important than the quarterback.
Maybe not more than the quarterback, but what did they tell you about who's got the talent on this team? Like Travis is the unicorn, and Shedeur is a 5th-round quarterback.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, if you're the Texans, you're just not like, oh, my God, Travis Hunter is here. We're in big trouble. Because they got to fix their everything. You know, they really need to fix
Trevor. But they have a quarterback.
They need to fix Trevor Lawrence. Lawrence definitely is not projecting. He's not sort of ascending the way we expect him to be. And I think Travis Hunter is going to be really good. I don't think he's going to help Lawrence. Like, something's missing there. You have to admit. It has been.
No doubt. I mean, he's now on his 3rd coach.
Yeah, I mean, they really need organizationally to get everything in line. But back to the Texans. If C.J. Stroud is healthy, they have no excuse. And they're consistently the worst division. We know this, right? The NFC destroys the AFC South every single year. They are super weak. I think Cam Ward might be the guy to watch, not Travis Hunter.
888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. So who is going to be that team in the AFC that cracks into those top 3 that we're always talking about at the end of the year, whether it's Kansas City, whether it's the Ravens, or whether it's the Bills? I still think that Cincinnati deserves some respect here, but I'm kind of the last person on this show who fears Cincinnati. I think, EJ, you said that they're over.
Old news.
Old news.
I mean, they're like, what, 10th or 11th in Super Bowl odds? Like, do you think they break through?
Just, it's my, deference to Burrow, and he's so good, so he always gives you a chance. And if their defense just gets a little bit better, I mean, big if. I get that.
Yeah, it's just always something. It's always they just feel like one of those teams that for some reason we don't expect them to be this way, but they find a banana in the tailpipe all the time. Like, I don't know why we don't joke about them like we joke about the Cowboys. They're the Bengals.
Big highlights coming out of Jermaine Burton, their receiver. Like, they might have another star receiver out of camp. So, yeah, but then again, you got to play defense.
We have one big question about a team everybody is picking to go deep into the playoffs next year on the NFC side. Do that next.
You're in a 5-minute break.
Daily was waiting by that glowing screen, hoping night shift crown would go to the king. Ship held it down night after night, with fire in his voice and truth in his mic. But the news came in like a cold hard slap. Pat Boyle's got it, felt like a trap. No shade on the kid, but let's be real, Shepard earned a late night deal. Now Shepard ain't sleeping and Daly's in tears. The Shepard maniac's been loyal for years. We stayed up late, we rode every wave, but they gave it to Pat and dug Ship's grave. So we howled the moon and cursed at the sky, asking one question: why, oh why, oh why? Meanwhile, Bellotti still don't show up for work. No call, no text, just gone with a smirk. Yet Ship clocked in through the thick and the thin. Rain or shine, he'd always check in. Infinity, you broke our trust. We wanted Shep and that's a must. You picked a Boyle, but we needed flame. Now the overnights just won't be the same. Yeah, Shep, it ain't sleeping, we're twisted with rage. You skipped the vet for the new kid on stage. From the Bronx to the burbs, we're standing tall. Shep, a maniac's answer every call. So crank up the static, let the record show. There's only one man for that late night blow. Pat's got the slot, but it don't feel right, 'cause Shep ain't sleeping, not tonight. That ain't sleeping. It's Wednesday. Still ghosting.
Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. 45 seconds remaining. Seconds remaining. Fifteen seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Maggie and Perloff on the Infinity Sports Network.
For Jayden Daniels to take the next step, how important is it to have Terry McLaurin by his side? Welcome to the show. Maggie Gray, Andrew Perloff. We love an ascending football team, Pearl. Do we ever?
Oh, yeah.
I don't think there's anything we like more. We like ascending football teams more than we like the ones who have already ascended.
One lesson of sports. Next is all that matters. What happened in the past, irrelevant.
So, obviously, the Washington Commanders, after a surprise run to the NFC Championship game, are now being penciled in as the best team, I guess, really to take a shot here at your Philadelphia Eagles and to dethrone them in the own division. Faced them 3 times last year. Mm-hmm. And the problem is that Terry McLaurin, their standout wide receiver, is still in a contract dispute. Now, McLaurin did decide to show up. He was not at training camp, but he did. And let's hear from McLaurin. Manny, can we hear cut 6, please, first? That it was difficult watching teammates practice and not being out there.
It's tough, but, it's the business right now and just trying to take things day by day.
And also very important to interact with the Commanders fans that have come out to training camp.
And it's unbelievable. That's the part that gives you joy. You kind of lose sight of some things sometimes when the business gets involved, but I never lost sight of the way they supported me and the way that I pour into them and the way they poured into me. So at the end of the day, it's business, but it has nothing to do with them. And any chance I could come out here, do what I got to do in there, but come out and show them my support and how much I love them, I'm going to always do that. I've always been that way.
Yeah, this is a guy who's getting good advice. Show up, sign autographs for the fans. Don't let them, don't turn the fans against you, especially now. I don't know about you, Pearl, but I was watching some beat reporters, including our friend Nikki Jabala, who covered the Commanders for a long time. The line of people who were camped out at Commanders training camp at 6:30 in the morning to wait to get in to watch what's going on there. You haven't had this kind of buzz and excitement in Washington, it feels like, in decades. So McLaurin's smart, show up, sign autographs, pose for photos. But I think the question is, who should blink here in this negotiation? And is it smarter for McLaurin to take a little less in order to play with Jayden Daniels, have this time with Jayden Daniels, and realize that Daniels really is the rocket ship here, and it's kind of attached to him, and see where this thing goes?
Well, I mean, he's under contract. He doesn't have any choice. He's got 1 more year left, so it's not like he's getting $23 million this year. He signed a pretty good contract before. I think this is one where I actually lean maybe toward the team because of his age. So he's turning 30 on September 10th. Do you really want to give that big contract to a 30-year-old receiver? I think Washington, since Daniel Snyder left, seems like a smart team. I'm thinking Belichick's Patriots. There's no way he would pay Terry McLaurin in this situation. So I think this feels like, oh my God, he was awesome. Remember, he had that screen pass that he took to the house in the playoffs last year. But smart teams are really careful about older players. So this is a tough situation. You need Terry McLaurin there, but I think the Commanders are probably right to play a little hardball here.
Well, but you're saying that they've been a lot smarter since Daniel Snyder's gone, and ding dong, the witch is dead when it comes to Daniel Snyder just being out of the NFL. He's obviously fine and alive, but you know what I'm saying? Him being gone is better off for the league, no doubt. But they got the second pick. The Bears took Caleb Williams. There was no question about who they were going to take second, right? I don't think they were ever linked to Drake May, really, were they? Anyway, so here's what I'm saying. Jayden Daniels, I would say, kind of fell in their lap.
I don't think it was that obvious. There were a lot of people who had all sorts of different scenarios. I don't think every team was going to take Jayden Daniels there. Jayden Daniels.
Well,
Yeah, but,
this was not like a talent or a skill thing that they picked Jayden Daniels to go to, because like that was, he had just won the Heisman.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
put together this all-time thing. They are relying on a lot of old guys. They brought in Deebo Samuel. I mean,
Right.
they're bringing in Laramie Tunsil.
Right,
They're
these are
relying on
all
Zach Ertz.
It worked last year. Great.
Right,
Wow.
so-
Jayden Daniels, Bobby Wagner, Frank Liuvu. Like they have a lot of
Austin
veterans.
Eckler they brought in. Remember,
Yeah.
like they
Zach
want.
Ertz was amazing last year. So that strategy is working. Like low risk, older guys. Look
Well,
at that.
but
they
is
have them on short deals.
Is it going to work this year? As all of a sudden 30 can be different than 31, and 33 can look different than 34.
Right,
That
you're
happens
proving
a
my
lot.
point.
No, I'm
Yeah.
not saying they should sign Terry McLaurin for $1 million contract.
Right.
I'm just saying you're saying that the Washington Commanders have been so smart.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, we'll see this year, because I'm not so bullish on the fact that it's just going to be smooth sailing, or that they're going to obviously repeat what they did a year ago.
No,
That's
I'm
an
not-
extremely high bar.
I'm not saying that, but I think they have a situation here with an older player who wants to get paid a ton that is uncomfortable for teams. I don't think it's a no-brainer to just say, yeah, we all love Terry McLaurin. They've loved him since he was a third-round pick out of Ohio State.
Yep.
But that doesn't mean that you could just give him 4 years of guaranteed money because receivers age fast.
888-710-4ISN. Who needs who more, I think, is the question with Terry McLaurin, because, you could say, you don't want to sign him and the team should be smart here and not get locked into him. But this is a guy who had 16 touchdowns last year for Jayden Daniels. It's a difference maker. And I don't think you can expect that Deebo Samuel's not going to make up that kind of production. No way.
Well, I mean, also, too, they lost
Noah
De'Ami
Brown? I don't think so.
They lost De'Ami Brown, who was a big part of that, especially by the end. He was playing really, really well. That does happen with successful teams. So, yeah, I just don't quite understand how this plays out. I think they finally find it. I think they're negotiating right now. I think McLaurin probably wants 4 years, and they probably want 2 years. So they'll end up at 3 years at $30 million a year. So I think what you're saying is it'd be smart to just get it done, because we all know where this is landing.
And can I just give you the depth chart here for the Washington receiver core? This is Deebo Samuel, Luke McCaffrey,
Yeah.
the other McCaffrey, Noah Brown, and now I'm going into the backups here. Michael Gallup,
Yeah, I forgot about that.
KJ Osborne.
Yeah, I remember he was my accidental Yahoo fantasy draft pick.
That's the only reason I brought him up. He's actually
Yeah.
third string.
Oh.
I could go more. Chris Moore, like you guys aren't even going to know these guys. So
That's actually way more depth than I thought you were about to say. That's two guys who actually have NFL experience. If you get McLaurin back, then you're looking pretty good there.
Well, that's what I'm saying. McLaurin, this is not a number one. You don't have a number one here. Is by the names that I just read. And by the way, I don't even know if you have a solid number two. So McLaurin is extremely important, and that's why I would not lose the forest through the trees if I'm the Commanders. Even if it takes an extra year or something I might not be comfortable with, while Jayden Daniels is cheap, this is the time to do something like that.
I mean, I don't think McLaurin's going to hold out on his actual contract, because I saw that he definitely got to the building so he doesn't have to take those fines. It's a lot of money to just – do you think he's going to hold out to week 8? The Commanders kind of have him where they want him.
888-710-4ISN. Let's get to some nicknames.
64 nicknames were entered, but only one will win. It's Maggie and Perloff's search for the greatest nickname in sports.
I got some results for you here. These are results from the Sweet 16. In the hoops and handles region, Pearl, Air Jordan, an easy victory over Irvin Magic Johnson.
It became personal with me.
60% to 40%. Are you surprised that Magic Johnson, who you don't even think people know his actual first name, did not beat out Air Jordan?
I am not. I mean, Air Jordan is clearly the favorite coming into this tournament. The other thing, too, is Magic Johnson's just his name. I keep on sticking to this theory. Once a nickname becomes your name, it's no longer a nickname. And I'm going to stand by that, Maggie. Magatron.
I wish I could be Magatron. In the Legends and Legacy region, that's where the Great One also advances over the 3 seed, the Great Bambino.
The Great One?
Of course. I thought you said the Great Bambi.
The Great One, Wayne Gretzky, 59% of the vote over the Babe, 41%. It's funny, we didn't have Babe Ruth as the nickname. We didn't have Sultan the Swat. We went with Great Bambino, made it all the way to the Sweet 16, gets ousted by Wayne Gretzky.
Well, that's what. Nobody knows Babe Ruth's real. That you'll admit is a bit obscure.
George Herman.
I don't think so, but I do not think so. I think if it's one of the best players in the sport, you know their name, you know where they're from, all that stuff.
Well, right, but I think that Babe Ruth became so synonymous, like Whitey Ford. Nobody knows Whitey Ford's real name.
Right.
So I just think Babe is not really a nickname anymore. Bambino is a good one, though. But, I mean, listen, we're in the final 8, Maggie. These are heavy, heavy hitters.
Yeah, 1 seeds. You know, I was thinking about this with Air Jordan. Is his airness really... I don't know.
Is that a nickname, his airness?
Oh, they definitely use that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but his nickname is not his airness. It'd probably be Air Jordan. But even that, you're right, it's not like...
No one ever called him that to his face, though. Right? No one say, I'm here with Air Jordan. Maybe you would.
No, you wouldn't.
I think maybe sometimes I'm here with Air Jordan. I don't know if you say, "Hey, Air Jordan, I have a question for you." I think it's a difference.
But would you say
Air Jordan, sign my my basketball?
Would you say that with most of these nicknames? Would you say, "I'm here with Shaq Diesel"?
I might say that.
I feel like these are things Ahmad Rashad has said. Like these things we're saying.
Ahmad Rashad is not like your average interviewer.
Or even like Stuart Scott. You know, like I feel he definitely would have been like, "Yo, I'm here with Air Jordan." Like, especially he's a Carolina guy.
Yeah,
like,
you might say that.
Shaq's got a new nickname now, Dark Nowitzki.
Is it self-proclaimed?
Oh, yeah, of course.
All of Shaq's nicknames are self-proclaimed. Dark Nowitzki.
Dark Nowitzki. And he put out a video of him shooting threes, and he went like 0 for 17. So not exactly like Nowitzki.
Did he have the leg up, like signature Nowitzki, fade away? Oh, man.
I don't think he's lifting those big feet and those knees.
Don't I know it? It's the one thing that Shaq and I have in common. Gigantic feet.
Giant feet.
Just huge, monstrous.
I hate to say this, but did you guys see the picture of LeBron on the boat with Nikola Jokic's agent?
Yeah, I did.
I did not see that. No, I saw him at the party with Savannah singing Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, I think they're in Europe. I believe they were vacationing in Paris, and he was on a boat or I guess a yacht with Jokic's agent and then Maverick Carter. And then Jokic's agent posted like, "It's never too early to start planning for the future" or whatever, which made people think, "What the hell's going on?" I couldn't help but just see LeBron. His right foot looks so deformed in this picture on the boat. I couldn't unsee it. I couldn't unsee it.
What? Oh, just how his toes are and stuff?
Yeah, because he's barefoot, crossing his legs, I don't think maybe they were drinking or smoking a cigar or whatever.
Yeah.
But like everyone's talking about, ooh, look at this caption. What does this mean? I'm like, do you see LeBron's foot? How does he play on that thing?
There was a video of him like on a beach years ago where you could see how deformed his foot is. It's actually very disgusting.
Oh, basketball players' feet. It's a war zone. It looks like knotted tree trunk, like roots. Have you ever seen like when the roots of a tree trunk and they're just like, ugh. I didn't see this though. Oh, is that a bunion?
Yeah, but I think it's more than that. I'm like, and then remember he said he had to go to LeBron James' feet to figure out what his issues were.
Yeah.
Now I get it. Yeah, you probably did because I don't know how he plays with those.
It's like a bunion and then the second toe is kind of going over the first toe.
Oh, it's
the first toe, the big toe kind of looks like it's taken just a left.
Yeah, it's gnarly. It's really gnarly.
I mean, what do you think's going to happen after all these years? Basketball is brutal on your feet.
I love the connotations out there that somehow LeBron would be able to join Joker. Like, when is this going to happen? Like, LeBron's going to come back at 44 to play a season with Nikola Jokic and Bryce and Bronny, and they're all going to be a big party. Like, people are so desperate to get him off this Lakers team. It's like they'll date any connection they can to get him on a contender.
Oh, wait, that's funny. I didn't think of it that way. Yeah. I thought about Jokic to the Lakers, and then he would play with Luka.
Oh, so like
it'd be like LeBron with Luka and Jokic joins them. Isn't that what 2027 is all about? Giannis and Jokic become free agents?
But wait, 2027. So you're saying
who's ever leaving LA? The point is to get to LA.
Right,
no?
But LeBron has to hang around. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, but then you can't pay LeBron, Luka, and Jokic.
At that time, though, but LeBron,
well, LeBron's going to be cheap at that point. If he's signing
one-year deals, in theory,
he can't do another $50 million a year deal if he wants to stay in L.A.
No, but I mean, let's say if Jokic is a free agent in 2 years, you sign a one-year deal next year again, then you're a free agent, and Doncic is the only guy under contract, and then Joker's a free agent. In theory, if they just clear the whole cap, they should have a lot of money.
Yeah, this was not about, to me, that wasn't about LeBron going to Denver.
So a lot of people thought this was actually them talking about starting this new European league.
Oh.
Because like Jokic is, whoever his agent is obviously, I don't know if he's Serbian, but he's definitely European.
The Ari Gold of Europe.
Right, yeah. So people thought, this is like them finding, power brokers to help launch that. Because Maverick Carter is big into starting this new basketball league. So that was one of the theories out there.
I saw there's the Mavericks chatter is back on for LeBron too. Have you guys noticed that? Yeah. I guess there was a report this weekend that he's curious.
I think Mark Stein, I believe, had a story about it.
Yeah,
he's the Dallas guy.
You see, I like Maggie's scenario that Luka and Jokic are eligible for free agency, but isn't Luka going to sign?
No, Luka's going to stay with the Lakers, and Jokic and Giannis become free agents at the same time. I thought that's 2027.
So can then LeBron would have to take that mid-level that he was so against taking this year?
Well, maybe in 2 years, it's not looking so bad when he's 43.
But I think the point was LeBron will never take less money. Anyway, when he's 43, I know that's the other thing. He's going to be 43 and out there with this team. You got
then Bronny's going to be needing a new contract.
Yeah, seriously. Definitely.
Only half kidding there.
I'm not the only one who just, I don't know. I keep hearing the Dallas stuff. I do not want LeBron James' career to end with the Dallas Mavericks.
Why? Why not? That'd be amazing to see him this year. With Kyrie coming back for the playoffs, I would love to see this. Would that be the more preferred destination this year?
LeBron James is one of the most iconic players to ever play the sport. I think he needs to end his career with an iconic franchise or the hometown team. Not that nothing is wrong with Dallas. They have one title. Obviously the Cuban years, they were really good. But that feels weird. Seeing him in a Mavericks jersey when he's giving the wave goodbye to the fans of Dallas, like this Mr. Akron. This is Los Angeles Lakers for the last 6 or 7 years. Like this,
Any weirder than Jordan in the Wizards jersey?
Cleveland! That was weird. That shouldn't have happened.
This is for you!
Yeah, except I'm thinking of Ewing in a Sonics jersey and Akeem in a but those teams were not contenders. This team Dallas would be amazing. Like would they?
Kyrie's not going to be there the whole year. Anthony Davis gets hurt all the time.
I don't know.
What's so amazing about them?
I mean, Kyrie's been talking.
And you have a Cooper Flag, but he's going to be a rookie.
Wait, Kyrie's been talking. He's not sounding like a guy that's rushing to come back this season.
Yeah, but if LeBron came, then maybe he would. I don't know. The Mavericks look pretty great to me.
Didn't he literally say, "Don't hold your breath"?
Yeah, but that's with no LeBron. I just think that it's a better team than the Lakers if you put LeBron in there, and LeBron would have a better role. Yeah, I mean, because LeBron, instead of standing around watching Luka dribble the ball, he could play with, real center Derek Lively. He would get Anthony Davis, Cooper Flag.
Well, some of them guys is coming to L.A. You're not playing with all those guys.
Who, you giving up Klay Thompson and some scrub?
Lively's going to the Lakers.
Then the other guy, then putting Gafford, whatever.
All right.
You have two setters.
I'm excited about Gafford. He's a good player.
He's fine. Yeah, it's better than It's better than what's the guy they have right now? Last year they had Jackson Hayes.
Now they have DeAndre Ayton. They signed.
Yeah, again. Oof.
Well, DeAndre Ayton for less money. This is not him on some kind of $30 million a year contract. 888-710-4ISN. LeBron's feet.
Ugh.
But you know what?
It looks like he has 4 toes.
But all these guys' feet is gross. This is what happens with professional athletes. Your feet are very important, but they take a beating.
But do you got to put them in the picture? That's the thing.
You gotta let those dogs bark, EJ.
No, you can. I'm not saying don't go barefoot on the boat. I'm saying you could crop the picture at the feet. Women do this all the time. This has become a thing now. They're like, oh, no free feet. They're smart about this.
No free feet.
Yeah, I didn't need to see that. I wanted to make the conspiracy theories about what's going on with LeBron and this Joker agent, and I'm just like, bro, what is with his foot?
Might be a market there for you, Maggie.
I know. I feel like I've been giving away all the goods. It's not me. It's Wiki feet. Can't help it. I wore sandals to work one day. Forgive me. Never going to make that mistake again. Okay. We started off this segment talking about Terry McLaurin and the Washington Commanders. Who needs who more? The team to help Jayden Daniels, or does McLaurin need to be on this team? And who should give, right?
The Commanders.
Coming up, we have a review of the hot movie from the weekend, Happy Gilmore 2. Perloff, are you ready with your movie review?
Oh, yeah. I mean, listen, this is...
don't give it away.
I'm just saying, this is the beginning of the Oscar season.
For what category?
You'll find out.
Next, M&P.
The price is wrong.
You're in a 5-minute break. 4 minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. 1 minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. .45 seconds remaining. .30 seconds remaining. .15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Welcome back, Maggie and Perloff Show. Huge weekend in the Perloff household. Happy Gilmore 2 came out from our friend Adam Sandler. Can I just tell you a personal issue that I'm going to spring on you guys? real fast. We were in the country in the Poconos, and we went to a thrift store. Is anyone here into thrifting? I'm a big thrifting fan. My daughter is a professional thrifter.
That's a nerd thing?
I don't know.
No, it's definitely a hipster
It's like a
thing.
young person.
Yeah, I go. I'm embarrassed to go into some of the Brooklyn thrift shops because I'm so old and uncool. Anyway, they give you a bag, and you can fill the bag with $20. For $20, you can fill it with as many clothes as you can, a garbage bag. So I get a ton of clothes. I'm allergic to every single one of them. Wore a shirt yesterday and could not stop sneezing the whole time.
Oh, no.
Wow.
Yes.
Why don't you
And in
wash
fact,
it? Did you wash it?
We washed it. We washed it. The whatever's in there did not come out. There's dust mites. There's algae. I don't know what's going on.
Algae. Oh, my God. Was it a scuba suit?
Why don't you put it through Maggie's dishwasher? It'll wash it right out.
Yeah.
That's why I
No,
put my-
it's like a
that.
J.
Wait.
Crew polo shirt, and I just can't. I might be mental, but vintage clothes make me sneeze, and I have a big problem with this.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Nerd.
There's no way that you would buy something at a thrift store and you would obviously wash
Yeah,
it.
no, it doesn't matter if you wash it. It's been washed many times. These shirts have just get thrown into piles, and who knows what. I'm actually highly allergic to dust mites. Pretty gross.
Yeah.
But I don't think a wash is enough to get them perfectly clean.
Wow.
I might have to put them through, like, bleach them. Anyway, so.
And this is what constitutes as a big weekend in the Perloff household.
But he's not a nurse.
Oh, yeah. Wait, what do you guys do? Trust me. Come to Williamsburg, Brooklyn, all those places. Like, what do you think young people are doing? Like Lucy, who's my daughter, is 14, takes me to, I'm like, oh, this is where the young, cool people are hanging out. It's the L Train vintage shop / coffee shop. It is incredible. It's like every beautiful person in New York is hanging out here. What's
I'll tell you
what's
what,
better than that?
I got something better than that. I did something better than that. And it wasn't anything that I did. I got invited to a party, a cool summer backyard party where the people throwing the party had a live band.
Bob's
It was
Bar?
amazing. Does Bob's Bar, do they do a live band there?
Yep.
They do? Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, this was awesome. And then, unbeknownst to anyone, the host and the hostess have incredible voices and got up and sang.
I don't know. It sounds like sort of suburban middle-aged stuff going on.
Well, of course it is. And this is platinum level entertainment for
So
that.
Maggie spent her weekend at the Hamptons. That's what we learned.
No.
wasn't
This
the
feels
Hamptons.
like...
That's too far of a drive.
Yeah, the Hamptons, like you want to go to Jet East or some famous club. Like, you don't, this sounds like at the end of the cul-de-sac, like, let's have a big barbecue and parent party.
It was great. Can I tell you what? I'm not ashamed to say it. Cover bands rock. They really are great. They scratch an itch that is just awesome. And I don't know how cover band musicians are like looked at in the musician community. Like if you're not writing your own music or whatever, screw that. Just like give me the covers.
Yeah, one of my favorite nights in Mexico was when we had a night where, well, there was a couple of nights. There was like Motown night where someone came to the hotel and was just performing Motown. And then there was another night where there wasn't a theme, but the woman was like, hey, just DM me whatever song you want me to sing and I'll see if I know it.
It's like Great American Songbook type stuff.
It was great.
You know what they say about Mexico? It's just been the home of Motown for years.
Detroit, Cancun, same.
Yeah. Puerto Vallarta.
All right, we have a movie review that we have to get to. That's where I thought you were going with this, Perloff. Not that you were thrifting in suburb or whatever, Pennsylvania, Poconos, PA. You watched Happy Gilmore 2, and so did Bogish.
Yeah,
separately,
of course.
So I came
We
into
already
it.
know Perloff won't
I'll be
Bogish.
honest. I came into it with low expectations because a lot of people were tweeting that it was a bad movie. Our buddy Jordan Schultz had what is now an infamous tweet saying it's the worst movie he's ever seen, ... So I'm like, oh, okay. I came into it with very low expectations and was pleasantly surprised. For what it is, Happy Gilmore 2, brings back a lot of the old gags from the first movie, has amazing cameos, and has enough laugh-out-loud moments to be fine. Is it going to win the Oscar? No. Is it the original Animal House? No. But it is.
Is it the original Happy Gilmore?
No.
Okay.
But it's fun. It's kind of a nostalgia play.
It's very fun. It was better than I thought, and I have a similar take to it as that you do. And I had low expectations, assuming it was going to be a painful hour 45, and it was pretty enjoyable. My kids were laughing at it. My wife and I were laughing at it. Now, the actual plot is preposterous, which is saying a lot for an Adam Sandler vehicle. I mean, I told you guys off the air, I would love to see what didn't make the cut for the plot. That this is what the best idea was to get him back to playing golf. But
you suck.
It was
you jackass.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. It's worth hitting play on for sure.
Who is the best? You don't have to give away everything, but who was the best cameo.
Well,
Because that's what it's supposed to be, all cameos.
Yeah, so Bad Bunny I don't think qualifies as a cameo because he's actually in the main credits of the movie. So I don't think he counts, but he's great. He's super funny.
Now, was that credited to Bad Bunny or Benito Martinez?
There were 4 names.
Yeah, Benito Casio Martinez. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, him. That way.
Benito Antonio.
The the guy who was with Bad Bunny from Saturday Night Live was funny too.
Yeah, that's Domingo.
Domingo was in it.
Marcelo Hernandez.
Yes.
He was legitimate. That was maybe the funniest scene.
My son
What
said
about Kelsey?
Kelsey's
Travis
good too.
Kelce.
Kelsey was just okay. Kelsey didn't get as much burn as I thought he was going to.
He gets
I thought he
eaten
was
by
a
a
big
bear.
part of this movie.
I'll give that away. He gets eaten by a bear in a dream sequence.
Nice.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he played a bad guy.
Yes.
Which was
I could see
interesting.
it. I wasn't sure if maybe Taylor would make an appearance.
Nope.
That they didn't say.
No. I thought the golfers all did well because the thing about you don't know these golfers, you know nothing about them, and they seem like a bunch of fun guys.
We're talking
You ever
about
seen a
Happy
bear
Gilmore,
run
too.
after a truck. Margaret Qualley had a brief cameo.
Yes.
Andy McDowell's daughter.
Yeah, she was
married to the
she
guy
was
that writes all
pretty-
these songs, all these women, with Taylor Swift and Sabrina Carpenter, Jack something.
Antonoff.
Yeah,
Antonoff.
she's the one from the Tarantino Once Upon a Time in Hollywood movie, right?
Yep.
She's also the other
Yeah.
half of Demi Moore in that freaky
the
movie
Substance.
from last award season.
So, and the guys I like, you know, those guys who have the new comedy troupe on Saturday Night Live, Please Don't Destroy. They were in it briefly. They had a funny. Eric Andre was in it. He was funny. Everybody kind of hit it out of the park with the cameos. Dan was amazing, by the way.
How was Dan Patrick?
Dan played Pat Leonard, host of some SportsCenter type
The
show.
Sports Hole.
And Dan was able to deliver lines that were with a total straight face that were utterly ridiculous. He's like, I can't. You have to play the Dan things because Dan delivers it totally straight when the actual, as Bogues mentioned, the plot is totally insane.
So
All right.
him and Stephen A. Smith are used to progress the story. So,
Stephen A's in this movie?
Stephen A. had a laugh out loud funny.
Yeah. They're used to do the recap and to move it forward and to give you details as we're skipping ahead in time. That's the point that they're there. But Dan's got this big bushy mustache. And they make Vern Lundquist curse. He's still the main play-by-play guy, and he's cursing in it. So that was good too.
Yeah. And then at one point,
They brought Vern out of retirement.
Barely.
Post Malone joins him as a third man. It is bonkers.
Okay, so I have got some family coming to stay with
Yeah.
me. Should I put this on for an 11-year-old and a 7-year-old?
But the 11, yes.
They're not from here, though, right?
They speak English.
But do they know anything about Happy? My kids have seen Happy Gilmore, so they understood some of the things.
I don't know.
Feliz Gilmore.
Should we do the first Happy Gilmore? I feel like it's a little much for a 7-year-old, no?
It is. It is.
Okay, so
the
maybe not.
And the problem is, it's one of those movies too, where you're like, oh, let's watch this, and you hit play, and if they don't get it, then you feel like a dope that you
It's
were
a
like,
long hour and a half.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. Yeah. So
yeah,
it's rough.
I'd say no. Watch this. Just you and your husband watch it when you have a free minute. I wouldn't run
Don't
the risk.
shoehorn this in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I can't see Maggie liking this one. I'm going to be flat out honest
I'm
with
the
you.
sequel lover around here. I love Caddyshack 2, and you don't think I'm going to love this one?
Well, you were 8 when you saw Caddyshack 2.
How old do you think I was when Happy Gilmore came out? Not that much older.
No, I know, but Happy Gilmore 2 came out now. That's my point. If you saw
right.
I'd like to, once again, when's the last time you saw Caddyshack 2? Does it hold up?
I watch it once a year.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I don't even know where you could access it.
I came from outer space.
I don't think you could access it once a year. Where are you finding it?
She has the lone copy.
It
I
doesn't
just look up my
run
clips
anywhere.
on YouTube just to give myself a little bit of a chuckle. But we have Spaceballs coming out.
Yeah, that
Another
is
Naked
not gonna
Gun
be
is
good.
coming out.
That might be good. Spaceballs 2, straight to Netflix or whatever. That is going to disappoint you, man.
Yeah.
Well, that's a risk I'm willing to take. Folks, what have we got?
Former NBA player Marcus Morris arrested yesterday in Florida on fraud charges. Markieff coming to his brother's defense, saying Marcus was arrested at the airport in front of his family over something that could have been settled easily and in private. Marcus may have written a bad check, and it may have been connected to an outstanding casino marker. But we need a lot more details about this. But we've seen the mugshot. We know he's been arrested. And maybe we hear from him at some time in the near future.
Wow. The two of them shared a bank account for a really long time. Wasn't that one thing about the Morris twins?
I'd never heard that.
Me
I've
neither.
never heard of anyone doing that wasn't married. That's wild.
I'm pretty sure I have that right, unless I'm thinking of the Lopez brothers, but I think I'm thinking of the...
Tracks more for the Lopez brothers. That they'd have one bank account and
Even
like
that.
one
No,
cell
but
phone.
at least the Lopez brothers can play on different teams. There was a moment when the Morris brothers had to play on the same team.
Right, but the Lopez brothers still had like their childhood bedroom with like Disney figurines for a while. Like they
For a
seem more
while.
like joint bank account statement guys.
The Morrises do have a joint bank account.
Thank
oh
you.
my goodness, that's
Still to this
crazy.
day?
But that was as of, 5 years ago?
So their NBA money was going into one place?
Yeah, Marcus Morris confirmed that his new contract would be deposited in the joint account he shares with his twin brother.
I'm telling you, they are tight.
That is crazy.
By the way,
$64 million was the last.
I was going to say, there's a lot of money in that joint bank account, too. You make interest off of that. Smart move.
I like
except if one person is
right
bouncing checks to a casino. That's not in the plans.
That I don't like.
Well, you can't get a good rate of return at a joint bank account. You need to. Are they invested in mutual funds? What's going on here?
Assuming
Are they diversified?
Well, that's not a bank.
portfolio.
That's not a bank account. Do they have a joint Vanguard
How
account?
about a high yield interest rate, Pearl?
Nah, I mean,
Not
what,
very
a
liquid
savings
right
account?
If someone's going to put $64 million into a savings account, that should be a red flag.
Yeah, I think that's what they're doing. Yeah.
Then you should be bouncing a check to a casino, or else you got a real big gambling problem.
In regular basketball news, the Bulls announcing an extension yesterday with head coach Billy Donovan. They did not mention the financial terms, nor have they been reported by anybody. Chicago is 10 games under 500 over 5 seasons with Donovan in charge. They have lost in the play-in the last 3 seasons. The Chargers and left tackle Rashawn Slater finally shaking hands on a long-expected extension yesterday, 4 years, reportedly $92 million guaranteed. Slater now the highest-paid O-lineman ever. To where the show began, Kenny Pickett has a hamstring injury in Cleveland. He'll be reevaluated later this week. Cowboys' potential starting guard Rob Jones suffered a broken bone in his neck during yesterday's practice. That, according to ESPN, he's expected to miss 2 to 3 months. And the Niners are bringing in veteran corner Eli Apple. He played just 4 games for the Chargers last season. Seth Lugo among the most sought-after pitchers ahead of Thursday's trade deadline, but the Royals are keeping him instead, agreeing to a 2-year extension worth $46 million. On the field last night, the Mets pushed their win streak to 7, completing a 3-game sweep in San Francisco, 5-3. Ronnie Mauricio 4 hits, including the tying solo homer into McCovey Cove in the top of the 7th. Yesterday afternoon, a little personal history from Mike Trout.
1-0 on Trout. This ball's lifted high in the air. This ball's carrying deep out in the center, and it is Trout here. He hits it out to the batter's eye, dead center. That was a bomb off the bat of Trout. Angels add on. It's now 4-0.
The only thing Terry Smith didn't mention on Angels radio, that homer gave Trout 1,000 career RBI. The Halos won the game 4-1 over the Mariners.
Trout here?
Yeah, that's not new.
Oh, I really hate that.
Yeah. Have more beer. Alex Bregman clubbed a go-ahead 2-run homer for the Red Sox. They took their rubber game with the Dodgers 4-3 at Fenway. The Minnesota Lynx' perfect start at home is over. Loss 1 coming in home game number 15. 90-86 to the Dream. Brittany Griner scored a season-high 22. And Padraig Harrington followed up his U.S. Senior Open win by claiming the Senior British Open yesterday. He is now the 5th man to win both versions of the Open Championship.
Wait, how old is that dude?
I don't know. I think you only need to be 55 to be on the Senior Tour. Because Justin Leonard finished 3rd. He's not that old either.
53.
So maybe it's just 50.
But we want to play a fun game with Rashawn Slater?
Sure.
Who did the Jets take when they passed on this great NFL player?
Was this Mekhi Becton?
No, it's Zach Wilson at number 2 instead of at number 13, Rashawn Slater, who's pretty much regarded as the second best left tackle in football. Anyway, just so I wanted to rub that in. But how did that dude fall to 13?
Yeah. So 12 teams made the same mistake.
Yeah,
the Jets
well,
made.
no, but it was a loaded draft. A lot of really good players went ahead of him, but that he should not have fallen to 13 because I look at every PFF grade, it's like he's a 90 out of 100, which is elite.
That's not an LOL Jets take.
They took Vera Tucker with the next pick.
Yeah, he's fine. He got hurt.
Yeah.
Anyway. I think no. You draft the quarterback number 2. It's not if a tackle goes 13. That's not. Hey, you missed out.
If you redraft that draft, Slater is top 3. He's real. According to PFF, he is just outstanding.
Oh, that is a
he's
heck of
really
a draft,
good. Well,
actually.
What's that?
That's a heck of a draft.
Oh, it's like 10 Hall of Famers.
The 2021 draft.
And Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, Kyle Pitts.
Yeah.
Not good. But then you get Jamar Chase, Jalen Waddle, Penny Sewell, Patrick Surtain, Micah Parsons, Rashawn Slater.
Devontae Smith's there too.
Oof. Anyway.
It's okay. And the Giants took Kadarius Toney at 20, in case anybody was wondering.
God.
And the Chargers have Joe Alt at the other tackle.
Technically, Kadarius Toney did win a Super Bowl, just not for y'all's team.
Oh, yes. He scored some touchdowns, too.
Yeah.
You're so funny, Max.
Well, it happened. 888-710-4ISN. Thank you. Bogish. Coming up, Deion Sanders set to have a press conference today unlike any other he's ever had. We'll give you the details next.
You're in a 5-minute break. Four minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. 45 seconds remaining. Thirty seconds remaining. 15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Surprising today, Deion Sanders having a press conference. That's not surprising. Deion talking to a microphone, not surprising at all. But he's back on campus in Boulder. Pearl, what's surprising is that he's having a press conference today, and the report is his medical team is going to be by his side. Now, if you had missed the story, Deion had been recovering from an undisclosed illness in the Dallas area at his home, and so had not been at spring practices and other Colorado Buffaloes related stuff. But he wasn't media day, and it looks like now he's back on campus. But it's a little odd to have a press conference with your doctors.
Yeah, I like your theory earlier in the show that maybe it's a recruiting tactic where he wants them to come up and say everything's fine with Deion in case somebody's negatively recruiting against Deion's well-known health problems. But if that's the goal, I'm not sure it works, because if you have to get up there with a medical team, even if they say everything's good, that has a lasting image that, wow, he has a medical team. Let's start with that. Like, it just, like, the health stuff is just real with Deion. Like, you can't ignore it. It's a huge part of his story.
Well, another part is, honestly, his health is none of our business. You know, as long as he's able to do his job. Which
well, that's why it's part of our business, though.
Well, and I think this is why people in Colorado are a little nervous, including our very own Andrew Kaplan, who's a proud Buffaloes alum, said people in Boulder are getting a little nervous because his health is his journey. As long as he can do his job, which he's doing and has been doing, Pearl, even if it kept him away from spring practice, we have no indications he'd miss a game or anything like that, then can he have a little privacy? I think he's entitled to that. Everyone is. And that's why I thought maybe he was trying to win some kind of, like, people were maybe being negative about him on the recruiting trail, and this was more to send a message to the people inside football as opposed to fans or media like us.
Yeah, you know, you're right, because Deion is a very private person. I mean, he only has every single thing that the Sanderses ever do on tape. What are you talking about? Deion, A, doesn't want to be private, and B, like, this, that's like, there's certain people who are just wired to be in public. Deion wouldn't, if you gave him a choice right now, do you want to keep stuff private or not? He would not.
Okay, but to your point then, why do you need the doctors there? If you're ready to spill the tea on everything that's going on with you with yourself medically, then why do you need the team? Just answer the questions.
Because he disappeared from Colorado for a while, and I think there's a lot of questions. Can he do his job? You know, he had 2 toes amputated before. Has a long history of blood circulation problems. I think that people want to know. I guess he's technically a public employee, right? At University of Colorado. I think he feels like he has to answer for this. People have a right to know, like, hey, why weren't you around the program? What's going on? Can we expect you to be here full time? I think that's what he's thinking. Personally, I would have kept it private, but Deion, that's not his style.
What do you think?
Well, I think, I don't know. There are all these things where he says, I feel great. I think it's on the table that he says this is my final year or something, but he would never do. You never do that in college because you'd be dead in the water. I just think that I'll put the over under 2 more years at most.
Okay.
I don't think he's long term for Colorado. He's never not coached his son, right? Ever. Or is it his son has never not been with him? But I'm not bullish on the 10-year future in college football. How about you?
No, probably not. But I think that there is an idea that he wants to coach now and see if he likes it without Shedeur there, right?
Yeah,
and
that makes sense.
Kind of try it out, right? And see do you have the same joy? Do you have the same spirit and love for it? You know, he said that it's easier because even when you're coaching somewhere else, if your kid's on the team, you're always kind of keeping an eye on him and all of that you can coach kind of free and easy, I think is kind of how we put it,
by the way,
without having your son on the team. What's that?
Forgetting somebody.
Shiloh.
Yeah, Shiloh.
Shiloh's in the pros.
Yeah, but it's the first time he's coached without Shiloh.
Don't
yeah,
forget,
like,
you know I had 2 sons, right?
Yeah,
You have 3, sir.
Here's a quote. I love this. You're talking about him being private. This is from Deion Jr., third son. He's going to tell you all what he went through very soon. I've got a lot of it recorded on video, so you'll be able to see what he went through.
Well, that's just that's the moneymaker, right? The documentary.
That's like
you're nobody unless you have a documentary.
Not
Let's
only
not forget Shallow.
Not only is it not private, he's setting up a documentary that he will produce. So, but that does give me the vibe that he's gotten through whatever. Like, I don't think he's going to say I'm done now.
I don't think so either.
Which is out in the internet that people are saying, well, is this a retirement press conference? Absolutely is not, because he has not given off that energy.
No, and it'd be weird to go to media days and then, retire a week later. That doesn't seem like Deion. Speaking of privacy, take a total left turn here. I'm going to be honest. I don't find stadiums, ballparks, anything like that, like an aphrodisiac.
Oh,
There's some
we're going there?
awful video that came out of this couple at a Yankee game. Yankees-Phillies, catch the fever.
It was not me.
Yeah, we know. Because if it had been.
Actually, are you sure it was not you?
I don't remember.
Meanwhile, you look at me different because I drank out of a cup that I once puked in after I washed it in the dishwasher and everything. I don't know if I'd be able to look at you the same, Manny, if this was you. These 2 people, just right out there in the open.
It's really one person.
Well, there were 2 people there.
Yeah, the other guy was pretending. Yeah, but this was a one-person show, basically.
It was?
Oh, yeah.
That's not
the
what
other
people
guy
say
was
on the
just.
internet.
Yeah, that's not what the internet's saying.
But the other guy was just sitting next to her.
I don't
He
think
was
so.
busy, though.
I don't think that's how this went down. It was 2 people sitting next to each other, a man and a woman, and the woman is like kind of writhing in some kind of enjoyment. They're sitting side by side, and I think he was,
There are folks.
I don't want to get in trouble here.
Yeah, no, I mean there are people who think that he was, helping her out.
Helping her out.
Yeah, but to Perloff's point though, when I watched it, I couldn't.
You can't really tell.
But then I, now studying this stupid ass video, and I'm like, oh, his shoulder is kind of like moving kind of quick.
Oh God.
And I'm like,
2 things I can't understand where people want to do stuff in public places. 1, sporting events. It's so gross. I mean, this floor's sticky. Blech. I'm not ordering a blow-up doll. Also, the subway. Public transportation in general, I think, is also. I know that one scene in what's the one with Tom Cruise and Rebecca De Mornay?
Risky Business.
Risky Business. They have that scene on the subway, but like that's not real. The subway is a disgusting, horrible place to be.
This is a hot take. You're saying that you shouldn't have sex on a subway?
or a stadium or any public. I don't know.
Who's judging now?
Well, I'm in the public. I got to share this public space with people.
Oh,
ooh, Penix.
Gosh, you on your soapbox again about public acts of intimacy.
I know. What a square I am.
Yeah, what a prude. I mean, come on. You never got busy on a subway filled with people?
They basically glazed over everything. Just gross. I mean, is this worth a poll question? Public places, yes or no?
No, it's not worth a poll question. You should not do it on the subway. It's not worth a poll question. Is it appropriate to get jiggy with it, as EJ's favorite song says, on a subway?
The power's in the butt. Or at the Yankee game.
No, there's no debate. It's not poll question worthy. Like, should the Commanders give a 4-year deal to Terry McLaurin? That's a poll question. Not is it okay to have whatever.
There's just nothing it's just not, I don't know.
Yeah,
just thinking about that, I'll wet my pants.
I don't see the thrill at all.
I don't see it. I don't see the thrill. I'm not one of those people, but also just like, there's nothing less like sexy than Yankees Phillies. I think you got to give them a D.
Wait, I'm just curious. Do you think there's a counter to this where somebody in another show somewhere is being like, well.
Yeah, I can't wait for it to get aggregated again by awful analysis for this hot take.
Yeah, it is. It's bizarre. You know what annoys me, though? I find how many times this video hit my timeline quite annoying.
Yeah, it was like the CEO got caught at the Coldplay concert. It was like that level, at least on my timeline.
Yeah. But it didn't have any of the fun of that story or the Hawk Tua girl either.
No, it was just kind of gross and sad.
Yeah, it was not good.
Did you see the CEO who did get caught cheating at the Coldplay concert, I guess is contemplating suing the band?
No, I did see who took over the company, though, by the way, which is a great twist. Did you see that?
Was that the cameo by Gwyneth Paltrow?
Gwyneth Paltrow is the new acting CEO, ex-wife of Chris Martin.
Yeah.
So was this all planned by the Chris Martin, Gwyneth Paltrow team?
I think it was just a joke from Gwyneth's side, right?
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought she knew somebody at Astronomer. She
thought
runs Goop. Why not Astronomer?
I don't know. I still don't know what Astronomer does.
But that was a bit? Oh, my gosh. I'm such a sucker. You don't know what Astronomer does?
What do they do?
Are you serious?
What do they do?
Well, we're running out of time. I can't tell you.
Shucks.
I guess I'll never know. There's no other way for me to get this information. Thank you, EJ Stewart, Manny Rodriguez. Hang in there, pal. Andrew Bogish, Andrew Kaplan. Thank you so much, interns. Our intern. Great job.